Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft for what is live stream number 68 as we continue our journey through the game and its DLCs. Good morning, hope you're well. We're back today for 3.5 hours as we continue on from last Thursday's stream. Now, firstly, I need to apologise for Tuesday. We were due to stream RoadCraft's Reclaim DLC on Tuesday, but I was in a pretty bad way. I got some sort of bug, and yeah, it's not been a good couple of days, let's put it that way. But we're doing better, on the mend, and we're back today. We've got another 3.5 hours to see how much more we can get done in the Autumn Collapse map as part of the Reclaim DLC. But yeah, apologies for the other day. I just out of the blue, just got hit, and yeah, wasn't fun. But we are doing better today, which is the main thing. Obviously, we've got the surgery coming up. It's getting closer. But I have managed to get a load of recording done. I've done some. Obviously, I've lost the last 2 days where I was meant to do more. I got some done after the stream on Monday. Yeah, it's one of those at the minute. But I'm hoping we've got stuff covered for when the surgeries happen and stuff. But we'll see. It's one of those. I could have done with not losing 2 days, to be fair. That's kind of put me behind where I wanted to be at this point, ready for when we have the surgery. So because of that, I'm now a little bit more behind than I would have liked. But there we go. But I hope everyone's had a decent week so far. As I say, I'm on the mend. I'm not 100% today, but we're doing better than we have been. So hopefully it won't affect anything. Shouldn't do. But there we go. Right. Autumn Collapse is the map we're on as part of the DLC. I'm trying to remember what happened last Thursday now, because it's been a bit longer than I was actually planning. I'm trying to remember. I need to read the blurb in a second just to catch up, but I'm pretty sure we made some decent progress. We built quite a few roads, if I remember correctly, and spurred off other roads as well in the last stream. To enable convoys to complete the journeys, and we did a couple of infrastructure missions along the way as well. Today, I suppose we're just going to see what's next and work out the best order to do things in, essentially. I'm sure we'll get there in some shape, way, or form. And there are some new buildings for us to destroy as well with the Wrecking Ball. We'll hopefully get to those today if we can as well. That's the aim. We need the materials to get a few things up and running. So the Wrecking Ball should help us in doing that, hopefully. Hang on, what was that? I just mentioned today, play today Docks. I think Docks is a new game, isn't it, essentially, I think. I thought it was part of this, but it's not. So 36% done on Autumn Collapse. Obviously, there's only one main objective, and that's get everything up and running. We've done 7 of 15 infrastructure and 13 of 35 side objectives. And as you can see from the map, the top right-hand corner still needs fully getting to. We need to build a bridge up there, I think, to be able to get up there fully anyway. And that's hopefully something we can achieve today, potentially. And then we can uncover the whole of the map, hopefully. Thanks for the like, that was much appreciated. But we'll see what we've got on the mission list, and we'll go from there. Obviously, we need to do some exploring to get some more missions as well. I think we need to get the concrete facility up and running. We've got the metal beam one already. Someone's car alarm's going off outside. Apologies if that's coming through the headset. Hopefully it isn't. Obviously, I can't tell from here. But yeah, and we'll just see how we go. We'll do what we always do, is work our way through things in a logical order where possible. So this is one of the roads we finished off in the last stream. I think we just about got it finished before we finished the stream. This is a big old road, this one. Okay, so let's have a look. Mission-wise, I don't know why I did that. That's the main mission. That's the only main mission we have, so we can ignore that for the time being, as other things need to be done first. Side missions, we need to deliver metal pipes. This is a convoy. So this convoy is going from our main base to the concrete slabs facility over here. This is why we were doing this road last time, and that road is now finished, so we can now set that convoy up, I believe. Or is it already going? Oh, it's already going. That's the convoy there, I think. That is the convoy already on its way. I'm hoping I'm out of the way enough. But let's quickly just move this to the side. Make sure we're out of the way, because we know the convoys are likely hitting you. Thank you for the like, much appreciated, whoever that was. E-Player, good morning, how are you? Hope you're well. So that mission's on the way, it's a convoy, it's being done. Deliver the equipment to the forward base across the river, another convoy that we need to do. This is from the coastal base, which we've got a road with, and this is going to the forward base all the way over here. Now, we haven't got that one done yet, so for that, we need to head over there ourselves. There's a lot of water here that we don't know how deep that is, so we may need to head over there ourselves just to see what that's like. If it's passable, then we should be easy enough to get there. That's the hope anyway. But we may need to extend this road actually along here, to be fair, to even get close to this. I may even need to put sand down over that, to be fair. I'm not too sure. That's something we need to look at. And the other mission we have is unblock the way to the Black Forest Castle. Now, this mission went for a while. Well, metal pipes mission is completed. We did the first delivery there. We'll now start gaining metal pipes. I think 5 we gained for this. Now, for this mission for the castle, we need to go and get some explosives, which we haven't got to yet, as it's the part of the map we haven't managed to get to just yet. So we do need to head over there as well. But that involves us getting the bridge up and running over here. We believe it's broken. We haven't been there yet. So that's our current mission list. There's not many missions on the go, to be fair. I think today we need to we need to head across here, really. Have a look at the bridge, see what kind of state we're in. Does this one give us the base? No. So I think we need to head there to see if we can unlock the base there as well, because that would make our life a lot easier, to be fair. We just replied to my little boy. He just said he's got to school. So I think we need to go across. We need to drive over this water anyway here, just to make sure it's drivable. It may not be, and if it's not, we've got to deal with that. We need wood and metal beams here. We've got the wood in storage, to be fair. Metal beams we can make. That one needs pipes, which we're going to gain, but we need concrete slabs that we're going to have to find or potentially get from these buildings. So I think our first port of call today is jump in a scout vehicle and head over to the forward base over here. See if the water is, if we can get through the water. See what we need to do to unlock that base and check out the bridge and see what state the bridge is in. I think that's a decent start, and then we'll go from there. There is some stuff over here as well. That seems to be a viewing area up there. And there's some, there's a tower there. Normally, if you fix the tower, it gives you more missions. And there's some buildings not finished being built there by looks of things. So that's something we need to check out. Okay. I think that's what we need to start with then today. What do we got? That's our scout vehicle that's over on its side. We can ignore that. That's our tree cutter. Kind of need something decent. Let's jump in this. This is the Wayfarer OFT 96. It's not a scout vehicle, but it's got a crane. So if we find anything, at least we can then chuck it in the back and bring it back with us, essentially. So we want to head to the forward base, see what we need to unlock it. Obviously, there is a convoy that needs to go there too. We want to check out the water. No, you're kidding me. Oh, the engine's not cut out. It's not a good start to the day when you're already rolling a vehicle, to be fair. I might even be trapped underneath the wood anyway there, the tree. Yeah, I can move out the tree. Well, anchors might help though. That is not a good start. Already we've managed to roll a vehicle and get ourselves stuck at the same time. There we go. Don't roll again. I'm not fixing that. Right, we're on to a really good start. Let's try this again, shall we? Coastal base is probably the best start. I can't believe I've done that. First thing today, and we've already messed up. Okay, let's focus now. Not the start I wanted. There we go. And that, that wasn't the new vehicle issue, that is a me issue. Just got caught on the wrong edge of the cliff and just went down again. Jake, good morning. Yeah, I've noticed that as well, to be fair. The tipper truck is horrendous balance-wise. I hope you're well, by the way, Jake. Yeah, I saw the patch notes saying they'd fixed them. The tipper truck is horrendous. It just goes all over the place when you're trying to put sand down. Good morning. And yeah, this, to be fair, what just happened was my fault. But yeah, you're not wrong. And I saw the patch notes saying it was all fixed, and then we used the sand tipper. We used that after the patch, and it's unusable. To be fair, I just can't. We tried using it, gave it the benefit of the doubt. It's just unusable. Good. Glad you're doing well, Lee. I'm on the mend. Yeah, rough 2 days, but I'm okay. Thanks for asking. Much appreciated. So yeah, we've gone back to the old faithfuls when it comes to sand tippers now, because it's just horrendous. I don't think you can see how bouncy this is on corners though. We're not particularly going fast, but even around corners, this is still it's nearly tipping over. Admittedly, the start was me more than the vehicle, but yeah, the balance. I don't know how they've got the balance so far off. That's the thing I don't quite understand. It's only good on flat areas. It is indeed. But unfortunately, the road isn't flat. But you've got a point. You're going to make a very good argument there. But yeah, even going, not particularly fast, this is still all over the place. But I'm trying to give the new vehicles a benefit of the doubt, as we try and do to all new vehicles, but I'm struggling a little bit. The tipper is just unusable. I've always said the Wayfarer brand, because the one Wayfarer vehicle we have from the start is horrendous. Unless you're on a road, it is no good for anything. And I thought maybe these ones would be better than the original Wayfarer, and yeah, they've got something majorly wrong. Yeah, we were just turning slowly there, and it was still just going over. Right, we don't know how deep the water is. Let's see if the water's drivable, because obviously we need to send convoy this way. It's a road that's underwater, so as long as it's drivable, we can set that convoy up. We may need to clear some trees though, looking at that. There's a tree here, you can see the boat that's come through. I'm just trying my best to give them the benefit of the doubt. I really thought. Oh, okay, that's one deep water there. That's not too bad. Can we... Oh, okay, so the tree doesn't count as being able to be picked up. Thought we'd have a quick look and see if we could. So we need to destroy the tree. Don't know if I can go over it. Yeah. Okay, so we can't get over the tree. I think we're going to have to break the tree essentially. We have to get these thing over the tree. No sharks, that's always good. We don't want a shark attacking us. Okay, we're going to have to send something over. The only thing is, the water is deep once you try and go offline, it seems there. Okay. We're going to... I think we might as well do this now, because obviously we need to set this up for a convoy anyway. So because of that, we'll jump into one of our tree destroyers that I can't remember the name of. I'm really struggling with words today. These things. Now, the only downside we have is obviously that the water there, if we've got one that's got an engine low, we're going to have issues in terms of it getting drowned. So we don't want a low engine one. So I think that's going to be too low. What have we got that's not low? Ah, the MTK might be okay. We've got every near enough every vehicle in the game, so I think the MTK is probably their best shot here. So I'm going to say it's obviously a bit more of a drive with the MTK. It's not that quick, but it's higher up engine, so it won't drown, which is the concern there. I don't know if over time that water will be able to drain the water away, potentially. On other maps we've done missions and the water's been drained away, so I'm hoping that's the case here, so that road becomes a bit easier to use. Either that or we're going to have to put a load of sand down. It's not muddy or anything. The tarmac underneath is still there, so it's not like we struggle for grip. So it means the convoy should be fine. Why can't you get up there? Okay. It doesn't like the road we put there. I struggle more than I thought it would. The convoy we need to put there to the forward base should be fine, as long as it stays online. But we'll get rid of the tree, because then once we've checked the route out, we can set the convoy up while we're doing other things anyway. The convoy doesn't give us the forward operating base though, we need to do something. We're still going to head there and find out what that is. We are trying to give the Wayfarer benefit of the doubt in terms of using it as instead of the mule and the Voron. And the fact it can carry a lot more than the mule and the Voron, so I kind of want it to work, but I'm struggling to be happy with it. In some ways I think I should carry less, because at least then it will stay upright, obviously. But yeah, we'll go and destroy the log that's blocking the way. We'll keep going forward and see if there's anything else we can get rid of. We want to destroy the houses out there with the wrecking ball. I was saying in the last stream as well, I'm disappointed with the wrecking ball. Not in the fact of how it works or anything like that, more the fact that it's not enough with it. Like the wrecking ball was the big thing with the DLC, it's the big thing they advertised, the big thing they pushed forward. And yet we've done one building. And this makes no sense either. There's a route, there's a thing there for a bridge, but you can't do anything with it. That's why we built our bridge next to it. I don't quite understand that. But yeah, there's not been enough houses to destroy. And yes, I know we found a load up here that we can do, and that's fine. But we're how much through the map before we come across them? I don't know. I just think for something that was meant to be the main feature of the DLC is a bit disappointing. I'm enjoying the map as well, to be fair. I like the fact that you have to discover the missions yourself. You have to go and fix these towers that give you missions. I like that. Rather than just being handed everything, I really enjoy the fact you have to find these things. Well, I can hear another vehicle from the wood here. And I think it adds a layer of difficulty as well. This map is not simple. There's so much you need to do and look around and plan. You know, a lot more roads potentially to build as well, because we need the convoys to places. I actually like what they've done. I'm just disappointed with the wrecking ball, or the lack of being able to use it more than anything else. I don't know what the second map is like. Maybe there's more wrecking ball stuff there. Definitely a road building expert now, absolutely. I enjoy road building though. I don't have an issue with it. I know a lot of people criticise it as boring. I actually really enjoy it. And I always end up extending the roads more than it wants you to a lot of the time anyway. This one we're going to have to do as well here for the convoy, I think. Ground's not too bad, but depending on what vehicle the convoy uses, it's going to get stuck in the mud. It's not massively wet, but it just depends on what vehicle they use. And rather than risk it, we may as well just deal with it. Right, let's get rid of this tree that's blocking the way here. Now, because we can't see the tarmac, we want to kind of stay to this left-hand side with the telegraph, the lights are on the fence. Another route has been complete. That's another pipe in the bag. Number 2 done. Now we know it gets deeper, slightly to the right here, so you don't really want to go off the actual road that's underneath the water. I'm considering putting sand down, to be fair. We'll see how we go. Okay, we're just going to get rid of this tree and then we'll carry on. Oh, that got deep. Trying to get past their vehicle there, and that suddenly got very deep very quickly. So you've got to be very careful there then. Right, let's get the mulcher activated. Get this tree out of the way. Yeah, I'm sliding off it a little bit. I'm modding to aim for wider roads into the maps. For wider roads. Oh, okay. Yeah, we've had to manually do them a lot of the time. We generally manually extend and make them wider. It does make life easier, especially when the AI doesn't stop. If the AI is going on the same road as you, it will just hit you. And I think the AI is really good in this. I think the way it does its routes is brilliant. It has its issues like every AI does, but the biggest issue is it sees another vehicle and instead of thinking I'm going to stop there, I'm going to smash into them at full speed and see what happens. And generally it's choice. which is a bit annoying. But other than that, I think the area is really good. But yeah, wider roads, definitely. I can see how that would be a massive help. What do you play on, Jake, man? Are you on PlayStation, PC? I'm guessing PC if you put it modded. Right, so it's their first time really over this side of the map, so we've got to have a look around, see what we can do. Oh, vehicle failed a route. Is that a pipe route? It is. Why has that failed? Oh, okay. I think he's gone off here on the edge for some reason. Let's try that again, shall we? We've had 3 times it's finished the route happily, and then that time it didn't. So there's the buildings we can destroy down there. There's all of those. I want to quickly head up here. We know there's a radio tower here. I just want to see if that activates a mission for us to do something to it. I think it will, which will open up some more missions potentially. If we roll this Wayfarer one more time, we're going to stop using it as well. Because I'm going to give up with the vehicle. Just because the vehicle's annoying. Right, let's have a quick look at here. There's some unfinished houses here. I don't know if we can destroy them, fix them. That's the other thing. I think so far I've really enjoyed the DLC. I've enjoyed the new level of difficulty. I've enjoyed the one building with Smash of the Wrecking Ball. And the map itself is really good. But I want to do more building of the houses and stuff. Okay, there's no mission here then for that tower. I did wonder if there would be. Doesn't seem to be. What's over here? This was the lookout point that we could see on the map. I thought that might give us a mission there, to be fair, but it didn't. Some tables and chairs. That is a lovely viewpoint though, look at this. As a view. View over the river. You can see why they're building the houses just down there, can't you, really? With that view. But the houses we need to break are all in a flooded area, which is a bit of concern. I know obviously we could potentially lose the materials underwater and won't be able to see them if not careful. But I thought this radio tower would activate something. Maybe it will once we do the base, potentially. You're on PC, okay, makes sense. Are you using many mods? Or is there any mods that have really made the game better, more different for you? Completely understand the wider roads. It does makes a massive difference. We like I say, we tend to make them wider manually, to be fair. I bet the modded maps as well for PC are completely different, because the modded maps for PlayStation already. We tried looking at them after we finished the first DLC, and yeah, I just couldn't play them. They're silly, there's nothing to them, there's no difficulty. Just, yeah, frustrating. Okay, let's have a look. So, we're on this main road here. These are all the buildings we can destroy, but they're all slightly underwater, that she's going to have something we have to deal with. We're going to keep heading north until we get to the forward base. We want to see if we can get a mission for that to get there. And rather than drive the wrecking ball all the way here, I'd much rather get the fob up and running and get the wrecking ball from there. Oh, nice. That sounds good though. How I'm guessing it's not simple to make your own maps, considering all the different things that go into it. How is the developers helping you make the maps? Do they give you a lot of stuff towards it, or is it completely figure it out on your own kind of thing? Right, there's a pipe up there we're going to need to replace. Looking at that over there. I don't know if they give you, like, if there's many mod tools out there, to be fair, to help. Oh, hang on. Looks like you've hit the fob jackpot. Third great location. Right now, it's basically a concrete slab with lofty aspirations. With some work, it could be our Southern Command Centre. This one needs more than just a good sweeping. Failed again. I'm going to check the route out again in a second. You'll need to bring in a vehicle from the sawmill area and fix those busted pipes. The usual nothing works until you fix it situation we've come to know and love. Get this third fob up and running and we'll have the entire region covered. The holy trinity of tiny islands with questionable habitability in the sea of mud will be complete. Kelly, I so wish Kelly talked. It's really annoying me Kelly doesn't talk anymore. Okay, so new missions have popped up now. So, one new mission. Deploy a third forward operating base. We need to deliver a vehicle from here. We've got to drive from the sawmill to here, nice and simple hopefully. And we need to replace 3 pipes. It sounds really simple, but that will get the fob up and running, which will help us with the wrecking ball and things. We need to establish a third forward base across the river to further expand recovery operations in the region. At the spot, we've chosen some pipes are damaged and need repairs. Also near the sawmill, we found an entire service vehicle which should be moved to the future base to boost the repair equipment capabilities. Nice. So we are receiving pipes as part of the infrastructure, the convoy mission. So because them pipes are coming, we need one more, although that did just fail, so we need to check that out. In terms of pipes, so the pipes run from here. There is one there. There's one there. And I think we just saw the third one, to be fair. So them 2 pipes are back that way. And there's one here. Okay, so they're the 3 pipes that need fixing to get this operational. Now, before we do anything else now, we need to see what's going on with this one. So it failed in the same place. So what I think we need to do is, my road is completely squiff. Why have I done that? Let's just make this road slightly more left. It's taking the corner too tight and it's getting caught in the mud. Right, let's dispatch that again. We need that third pipe. We get 5 in total for this convoy, and we've got 2 of the 5 so far. And we need 3 of those for replacing the pipes over here. So before we go and do the pipes, while that's still doing its thing, let's quickly head to the bridge. Now we need to see if the bridge is intact, whether we can get across or whether we're going to need to build a bridge there. Because that's going to give us whether we can go and get the explosives from the castle easily, or we need to do something ourselves to build it. I'm not 100% sure on how this bridge is currently. Obviously got the railway bridge to the right hand side. I think it's intact. Okay, I think the bridge is intact. Okay, that's amazing. Okay. Well, if it's intact then, while we're still waiting for the convoy to do its thing for the pipes, let's keep going forward. Let's go and see if we can get this explosives for the castle, because we're waiting a while to get those. Although I'm not particularly keen on having them in the Wayfarer, but we might have a choice. So we don't know what's over here or how this is over here. We've got no real backup until we get the fob up and running. So it's just a quick look around to see what's here. Whether there's a 4th operational base, I don't know, to be fair. It kind of said the 3rd one's in the best position, so maybe there isn't one over the side. What facility have we got? Oh, well, pipe facility hopefully is over here. There's a train station there by the looks of things. Yeah, that's the train station. We might be able to get through that and have a quick look. Obviously we need to move some of these trains. The blue ones can be moved, the others can't. Help I actually put handbrake on. Okay, one moves. I think we need to move the ones to the left hand side here. We're only doing this to have a quick look to see what's here. There might be missions here we need to get here for. There we go. Let's move left. To be fair, I probably need to reduce that rope length a little bit. No, don't go that way, go that way. Anchors down. Wants to go the wrong way. I don't know if it's space or place it. I might move the other way actually. There we go. Trying to move it the wrong way by the looks of this. Okay, so that's opened up this then, so we can have a quick look what's here. You get all you need for the maps. Okay. Form helps, that's good then. Is there much of a modding community then? Because obviously I don't think there is a massive one on PlayStation. There's a metal beam there we can pick up. I don't know if it's worth picking that up now while we see it, to be fair. It might be. There's no missions popping up. Oh, never been there. I think it's probably worth chucking them on the back of this now, just so we've got them. Otherwise we'll forget where they are, to be fair. So let's quickly pick up these beams, chuck them on the back of the vehicle, and obviously hope we don't roll the vehicle while we're using it. That wasn't what I wanted to press. There we go, one in. If we don't collect these now, we're going to forget they're here, so it's worth grabbing them. It's going to save us making them ourselves as well if we find them. Concrete slab would be a bonus. We found some of those. Suppose we're out. Oh, okay, that's really good. I think a lot of games these days, the modding community is what makes the game so much better. I know people complain that, you know, the developers should have done it themselves, there shouldn't be a need for mods. But what people can create from their own mind is incredible. And a lot of the time, I think, a lot of modders create things that the game developers probably didn't even think about. That's the thing. But it makes a big difference when the actual developers work with the modders rather than against them as well. Right, there's blue garages here, so potentially convoy. Although yellow's normally convoy, to be fair. Anything else here? And the missions might, if there's any missions here, they might not show up yet anyway. May need to wait until we've done the forward operating base, maybe. Why not ask someone? Yeah, exactly. I think games should, you know, go into more. Farming Simulator is the big one of the biggest modding communities. And developers do work with modders. Not all the time, admittedly, but you know, generally they are really good. And I think that does make a big difference. You need to, in this day and age, I'm not a massive person for mods. I never have been. I like vanilla games more than mods. But once you've completed everything, mods can change the game and give it a fresh new feel. And I think that's sometimes what games need. Right, what else have we got here? So we found the train station. We picked up a couple of beams from there. The big thing, if we can get it now, would be these explosives. Petrol station there. I am keeping an eye for concrete slabs. That's the big thing we need. Now I do wonder if a lot of these missions here might not pop up until we've got the forward operating base up and running. Or there's something we need to do here to get them to show up. Right, what do we got here? There's a building there. What is that? Obviously we're still missing, I think it's the steel pipe facility. Is it that one? I think that's the one we're missing so far. A few rocks on the floor here. New message. Ah, I pressed the button too quick. You need to bring over some components to get this place. So this is pipe dreams. Object flexion is becoming your speciality. I pressed the button too quick. Once you've got pipes coming in, we can finally finish turning this bunch of ruins into an oil magnet stream, releasing into something that makes our corporate overlords happy. I did miss the first part of that. I think I can see it again, can't I? There we go. I've got good news and predictable news. The good, we've located the old metal pipe plant. The predictable is completely non-functional. Still, this facility is crucial for our oil operation. This oil rig won't install itself, and this certainly won't operate without proper piping. The math is simple. No pipes equals no oil. We need to bring over some components to get this place back in working order and mark their locations on the map. Object flexion is becoming a speciality, isn't it? Once you've got our pipes coming in, we'll finally finish turning this bunch of ruins into an oil magnet stream. At least into something that makes our corporate overlords happy. So, new mission. I think it's just one mission that's given us. Yep. Repair the metal pipe manufacturing facility. We need to deliver an item from over here, which we haven't been to yet, and bring it to there. We found the problem at the metal pipe plant. The production line pump has broken. Turns out it was already scheduled for replacement, and a new pump was even delivered to the port. It wasn't transported to the plant or installed in time because of bad weather. Since we need to restore pipe production, delivering this pump is now a top priority. Okay, so that's something we can look at doing while we're over here looking around anyway, because we want the explosives from there if we can. While we're looking over this top bit, we'll see if we can head down and grab that at the same time, and that will give us the pipe facility back up and running. I don't know if there's anything else here. We've obviously got the 2 steel beams. We don't need those to make us get this back up and running. Oh, there's a brand new pipe there. Okay, let's grab that in the back as well. I know the only downside of picking all this stuff up is potentially we need to pick up the bit for here to fix it. I don't know how big that's going to be, but I might have to send a different truck to pick it up. Obviously the pipes we need to replace back by the forward operating base, and we have already got 3 delivered, but if we've got one over here, because there's 2 near the start of the over that other side, and there's 1 right near the forward operating base, so potentially that saves us bringing an extra one over. We've already got one. The only issue is, can we fit what we need, the component needs to be brought over, can we fit that in the back whilst having the other stuff in the back? If not, we might go and do the pipe first, then come back for what we need. I just want to make sure there's nothing else here. If we find any more pipes, that'd be a bonus. There's another metal beam. Oh, there's 2 more metal beams there, in fact. We'll head towards where this item is, because we want to explore this bit anyway, towards the port. It may even be we unload these stuff at the port and come back for it, potentially. But I don't want to leave this stuff laying around because I'll forget it's even there. I think it's worth grabbing it now while we've got the chance. And even if we go and drop it up by the fob, at least we've got it then. In fact, we might be better off heading back to the fob now. We can fix the 1 pipe that's nearby. And then come back for the bit for here, because we can do the fob first. We don't have to get this up and running first. It's just we wanted to see what was over the bridge. As we didn't have to build a bridge, it made sense to sort of, while we're here, and have a quick look. These metal beams are needed to get to the concrete facility as well. So having these saves us the time and effort making them, doesn't it? That's the thing. Anything that saves time is always a bonus. But I think we should head towards the port anyway, because I want to make sure we can get there, because we may find we can't actually get there. We might find there's something we need to do instead of. But just in case, I think we should head there first, decide what we need to do, and then we may have to send another vehicle over for the part, or go and drop these bits off first. You can see what we're actually got to go and pick up. It's just over there, blue outline. So we may be able to fit it on the back, potentially. The pipe might be, the pipe might still fit, to be fair. If we can get it on the back whilst keeping the stuff we found as well, that'd be a massive bonus. But at least we've found the facility, that's the important part. So let's see if we can get that. We still also need to go and find these explosives we need to open up the castle as well. And although it says optional, there's no way of getting to that without doing it, so I don't really send so much optional. What is this? 4th pipe has been delivered, 1 more to go, and that route's complete. So this needs a road, by the looks of things. A double road as well, or dual road, I suppose you could say. This one here, yeah. Doesn't tell us what's the other side of it. Sand quarry there, in fact. So potentially that's to do with it. So that road needs doing. That does look a really horrific route, that route, to be fair. That port does not look in a good way. Interestingly. I've said it before, but I think they've done an amazing job with the map. The detail around the place is incredible. There's a pipe over there to the right that's going to need replacing. It's quite high up, that one as well. That's going to be interesting trying to get to that one. Might need a big crane over here, to be fair. Okay, so this is the port itself. Obviously, we haven't found something to open up the map for us yet. There may be something else we need to do to get the whole map open. Oh, okay, shipping news. Minus the actual shipping. The sea discovered the historic excuse for a local port. Once upon a time, it was the pumping heart of regional commerce. Now it's just a collection of rotting piers and rusted equipment. I must say, getting this port operational again would be a major win for our logistics. We could ship in supplies and equipment instead of dragging everything through what passes the roads around here. The port needs some heavy equipment from the rail station and a convoy route to keep it supplied. Fix it up and we'll even get a shop going. So that will fix this up will also give us a shop, by the looks of things. Right, new mission. Restore the port operations. So we need to deliver an object, or 2 objects from the railway station. And an object from the other bit of the railway station. 3 objects there to be delivered. In addition to restoring oil production, the local authorities have also contracted us to bring the port back into operation. To do this, we'll need to repair the port station pipelines, recover transport documents from the flooded city, and deliver several shipments from the railway station that were still due to recent weather. Recover transport documents. Okay, so this mission, I don't think is just one mission. I think once we've delivered the objects, potentially there'll be something else. Because it says there in yellow, recover the transport documents from the flooded city. So I think there's potentially something to find in the city then as well then. Potentially. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, okay. So the road we just saw is also part of the mission as well. So that's the road we just found a minute ago. So that's now got its own mission as well. But the documents, it says about the documents, but doesn't actually tell us where they are. So I've got a feeling we need to go and find them. So we need to find this item that we need to go and get for the concrete facility. Let's just have a quick look and see if we can see it. There's a big old crane there. I don't know if the crane's operational. What we need is just over there, supposedly. Okay, so there's a pipe there that needs fixing as well. We did spot one over here on the way here. Right, there's 2 cranes here. Construction depot isn't up and running yet. Can we jump in these cranes? We can. Okay, can we see anything? Remember, we're looking for explosives here. A power failure. So these don't work because of lack of power. Let's jump in the other one. Mainly because it opens up more, we can see more. Right, what we need to pick up is over there. Although I can't get the angle on it to see it properly. What we actually need to pick up is over there by the looks of things. Can we jump in this crane? No. So I think before we can actually get the route, what am I thinking? Before we can get the concrete facility up and running, we need to get the port up and running. Because currently we can't actually get to that there. Potentially we could get there by dodging stuff. The explosives are there as well. Potentially. Let's see if we can get to we should be able to move these out of the way. If we can grab the explosives now, at least that's another job done. And then we'll head back to the fob. The gas station actually shows up as a gas station, nice. We'll head back to the fob, do the pipe that's here. Which is here. At least that's something done. Okay. I think we jump back into a vehicle. Let's see if we can get the explosives, just because we're here anyway. We can't get what the concrete facility needs just yet. I think that will come once we get the fob up and running. Okay, I was hoping I could just move them, but no. That's our 5th and final pipe now delivered as part of the infrastructure route. Right, I need to move these out of the way. Not massively out of the way, just enough for us to get through. Just need to be careful of weight when lifting with the Wayfarer. Obviously it lifts more than the Voron and the mule does, but still, it's still not going to be a massive amount of weight. These have slid off, you can see they're actually the long way round. Well, right, I don't know how high the Wayfarer can lift these. Obviously this can lift more than the mule can, these are heavy. We just about got it over. Just wanted to clear enough of a route that we can actually get past more than anything else. It's fine. Just need to be able to get past. So we can grab the explosive now. That's massive for moving things on with the other things we need to do. Right, we just want to pick up this wooden thing to clear the route. I don't know how bad the explosives are. Why can't I pick that up? Okay, we can't pick it up. That's fine, we should be able to just move it then. No, that's solid. Okay, you can't move that. I thought if we can't pick it up, we must be able to push it, but no. That's a mistake. Right. Where are these explosives? Dead ahead, supposedly. There's a crane there as well. Can't see. If I put the mission on for them. View objectives. That one there, let's track that. That will now give us the explosives location. The other side of these containers. It's a bonus reward. I'm guessing if you if they get bounced too much, they'll explode essentially. Okay, it's actually a box. Now, my only concern with this is we know this Wayfarer is horrendous for moving around. But I still think we should try and get the box there. We just have to be very careful. So, what we do, I want to lay the beams flat, take the pipe off for the minute, put the box on the flat beams, and the pipe on the back is my thinking. Put that on one side for a minute. Right, we want to lay the beams flat as like a bed for that box to sit on. I'm assuming that's the explosives, the box. But yeah, we want these flat if we can. There we go. Might be too far away from the box, I'm not sure. We're there. I don't like picking up from there. Let's move. I want to be a bit closer to it, ideally, I think. Now, normally, we had this with the radioactive material on the previous DLC, where if you hit anything, they broke, and the strapping broke because of it. These are meant to be explosives, I think. Let's just have a quick read of the mission again. I'm pretty sure these are explosives. The local castle is a major tourist attraction, but an avalanche has blocked the road leading to it. The authorities have asked us to clear the road to help revive the region's tourism industry. Heavy machinery alone won't be enough. Explosives are needed. We found some explosives in the port warehouses. All that's left is to deliver them to the avalanche site. So it is explosives. That's what I thought it was. It's been a while since we read the mission. Now, I don't know how delicate these are. We'll find out, I think, pretty quickly how delicate they are. I'm hoping nowhere near as delicate as the radioactive material, because that was horrendous. Every slight bounce, that radioactive material just broke. So I'm hoping these aren't as delicate. Shouldn't be, it's in a box, to be fair, but you never know. Right, we need to get higher there. I want this as forward as we can, really, on top of them beams. What I may end up doing is taking this off this once we get it back to the fob, just because I don't really trust the Wayfarer 100% at this point, because it is so shaky due to the balancing issue. Right, okay, so they're definitely, it's not as delicate as the other stuff, because we've not lost anything there and it bounced a bit. So that's a bonus. We know it's not as delicate as the radioactive material then, which is something. still want to be careful though. We don't quite know how it's going to react. Right, what we're going to try and do is get this along the back. If I can. Basically turn it that way and have it just sit on the back. We need this near the fob anyway, so we don't want to leave it behind. No! Oh, I just thought we were going to lose some of that. It still stayed 100% though, so that's something. Right, turn, thank you. There we go, it's on. Right, that is all strapped up. Now we need to take a nice gentle ride back to the fob, and then we can unload the pipe and potentially grab a different vehicle for the package, or we take it after unloading the pipe. I'm not sure yet. We need to be as gentle as possible. I'd like to get 100% just because it'd be nice to do so. We shall see. It is strapped down, so in theory it shouldn't really get damaged unless we hit something major, which is always possible. The turn here isn't the nicest when you're trying to avoid hitting anything, to be fair. Still 100%. A little bit of a nudge. My concern obviously is how wobbly this vehicle is, because we know there's obviously issues with balancing. We do need to take it a little bit easy. The actual route back to the fob is fairly simple though. There isn't really anything I think that will challenge us on the way back. 3 million point turn later. Sometimes 3 million times is better than not making it at all, to be fair. It's like, that's what I like about the driving test in the UK. It's called a 3-point turn, but you can take as many times as you want. Why is it called a 3-point turn? Surely it should be called the forever turn. It's something ridiculous. Right. So at least we found the port. We know we can't get to the concrete facilities machine yet. We'll have to go and do that once we've got the fob done, I think. How much do we trust this wayfarer actually get this safely to the castle? That's the big question. To be fair, I think actually we probably could trust it. Ish. Because I think the way to castle is fairly road now. Fairly smooth, potentially. We'll have to double check. First things first, fob, drop off the pipe that's needed there. We are going to need 2 more pipes, but they're closer to the actual bridge side than the fob itself, so we can do those from the other base. And then we're just going to drive the vehicle from Sawmill to the fob, and that's the fob unlocked. There's still quite a bit to do on this, and time-consuming things as well, to be fair. There's a few things we need to pick up from the train station to get the port up and running as well. So I think before the concrete facility, we need to get the port done. I think the priority is the fob, and then potentially the port, and then the concrete facility. We've still got the beam facility. We have still got the concrete facility to do as well. So there's still a fair bit to do. I'm happy that this cargo is definitely a lot more stable than the containers of radioactive stuff on the previous DLC though, because that was a pain in the butt to do anything with. So far so good though. I don't think it matters where you drop this pipe off, as long as it's near the fob. It just saves them to bring a 3rd pipe from our stash essentially. And then we just need to check the way that we need to go for the castle. I'm not too sure on what the route is. Right, let's have a quick look where the pipe needs to go for a start, because we'll get it nearby. Just need to move to be comfortable. It's really annoying. We've got things like this on the go. We're nearly finished Kingdom Come Deliverance, and then we've got surgery next week. which is going to really just, once I want to crack on with the DLC, I want to get more done, but because of the surgery, we're going to be put back a little bit, I think. Right, the pipe is there. I think if we leave the pipe just over here somewhere by the road, and then we can come back and do it afterwards. I don't trust the fact we've got explosives on the back and us to take a pipe out, because they can be a bit awkward to pull out. And I don't want that rocking to affect the cargo. I kind of want to see what happens if it breaks. Does the vehicle explode? That's the thing, but I know that's probably a bad decision. Right, we're going to drop the pipe off here. I think we're going to need a tall crane anyway. I don't think this crane would have reached, because that looks a really high up pipe to do. So yeah, I don't think this one would have reached anyway. So, let's put the unstrapped cargo. We need to get this pipe off as safely as we can without hitting the cargo. And then we'll check the route. So maybe we can go from here. But even taking that corner slowly, you could see the vehicle moving the way it just did. And it kind of rolls to the side a little bit on corners. Don't. Oh, that's doing the one thing I didn't want it to do. That's hitting that box. Right, pipe's delivered. It's there. It's staying there for the minute. Okay, that means we only need to bring 2 from our other base anyway, so it makes our life a little bit easier. That's what we didn't do. Check the route. So we do need to drive through the water. This bit's all nice and simple. This water's not too bad. And then from there we need to go up here. Oh wow, it's miles away, isn't it? I forgot how far it is. Back across here. We could use our road to stay quite stable. To here, and then we go up this road to here. And then we drop off the thing there. We'll keep the beams on us. I don't think there's any point dropping off the beams yet, to be fair. Part of me does want to see what happens if you get that 100% down to 0, just so see if it explodes or not. But because there's no manual save, you can't save the game, do it on purpose to see what happens, then reload. So you can't risk it. If anyone knows if it does blow up, do let me know. I've got a feeling it won't, honestly, but it would be nice if it did. Right, we do need to take it nice and easy though. I would rather it didn't explode. Although I'd rather it was not in this vehicle, to be fair. So there we go. To be fair, I've gone the wrong way. Don't want to go that way. That's the houses we're destroying. Took a wrong turn. I didn't realise I was on the wrong bit. I can't risk going up the verge either. But I thought we'd just give the vehicle a bit more of a benefit of the doubt and use it for exploring, not thinking about the fact we had to pick these up. If I had thought about it, I wouldn't use it. I don't trust it enough. Especially the fact we started today and immediately rolled it. But yeah, I'm hoping we can drain that water before we destroy them buildings. I'm waiting until we can get the fob up and running, because then we don't have to drive the wrecking ball so far. Although there's a building to break down actually at the castle that requires the wrecking ball. So once we unblock it, maybe we then bring the wrecking ball over while the wayfarer's there to pick up all the bits that it gives us. We may have to do that, to be fair. Right, this is the underwater road. We stick to the right hand side as close as we can to where the road should be, which is a guesstimation because we can't see it. And that way we should be okay, and there's no major divots or anything to go under. It's not deep enough to affect us as long as we don't go off the road. That's the only bit that will make us be affected by is going off road. Now the only other concern I've got is that convoy. So we've got all the rewards from the convoy, but the car is still running. Now I might cancel it, because if that thing hits us, that could be a problem. I normally leave the convoys even when they're completed, just running, because it's nice to have other vehicles around. But I don't want to risk it smashing into us, that's the only thing. So it may be worth cancelling that. Have I took a wrong turn here? I have, haven't I? This track on the right side. Too busy chatting away, not realising what I'm looking at what I'm doing. Right, this bit we still need to add to anyway, because we need to get a convoy to the fob. And to do that, we'll need to at least sand this bit, if not put tarmac down, or asphalt, whichever way you want to call it. I'm quite impressed with the fact that the car is still 100% though. Maybe they've learnt the lesson on the radioactive stuff. Because that was horrendous to actually work with. Okay, let's just stop here a second. So, like I say, normally I'd leave a convoy running. Convoy is finished, but the vehicles still run it because they do. I don't actually, can I cancel it? I can't cancel it because it's still running. Okay, I can't actually cancel it. I can, well, can I actually? No, I can make it fail by putting a vehicle in the way or hitting it. My big concern is it's smashing into us. Oh, forgot about completed tab. Good shout. I completely forgot. Thanks for that. So that says it's still operational there. You can see it there. As I say, I just don't want it hitting us. That's the concern. So cancel route. That's the wrong one. There's a choice of two and we picked the wrong one. Completed requests. That needs maintenance. Why does that need maintenance? That's the one. Okay, I think cancel route there. Is that now stopped? The vehicle was down here. I think we've stopped it. Yeah, that one stopped. Perfect. You can actually put them back up and running then. Interestingly. I completely forgot about completed tab. Thanks for that, Jake. But it does mean you can get them back up and running so you've still got other vehicles around them. And generally do leave them doing their thing until the route breaks down and it says failed, then others ignore it. So as long as we've got all the rewards, it doesn't matter so much. But sometimes it's nice to see other vehicles around. Unless they're hitting you, obviously. Not so much. You can see how much this is going to one side on corners as well. We're not even going quickly. And yet, you can see this moving either what side. Look. It's without really any real speed. I don't know how they can fix the balancing, because they've already meant to fix it once, and it didn't work. It can't be that difficult to balance a vehicle. I'm not someone, I don't understand modding, I don't do it, I don't know how it all works. So I don't know the ins and outs, but I would assume it shouldn't be difficult to balance something like this. Everything done, I reset the routes, I made it make it easier. Okay, nice. I like to say, I like the fact they're still going and you can actually have other vehicles around. I like that. Yes, it's a bit annoying when they hit you, but it's more the fact there's some movement around the place rather than you on your own. That's the big thing I really enjoyed, was just seeing other things around. That's why I generally just ignore them now when they're done. As long as the rewards are max, that's the important part. Right, we're going to head towards the dam. I need to double check the route in a second, I think. We are safe to stop on the road. So, we need to head all the way before the dam, isn't it? So we follow our road to the junction here where our car is. And then it's next left after the building here. So this is a mission we've had for a long time, but we've not been able to get to these explosives till now. This is probably the oldest mission we currently have on our log, bar the main mission, of course. Are we right or left here? Left. Yeah, barring the main mission, this is probably the oldest mission on our list. It would be nice to have it done. And it does give us another building to destroy. I think most stuff now is discovered though in terms of main things we need to fix. So hopefully then that means we can make some real good progress shortly. In terms of get the concrete plant up and running, the port up and running, the metal pipes facility up and running as well. Although there is still more areas over that other side to go and have a look at. There's a road to build going somewhere else. We don't quite know where that leads to. But I think the big thing is the port. So we'll do the castle, smash the building down while we're there, I think. And then we'll try and see if we can get the fob up and running first and foremost. And then after that we'll head towards port. I think that's a good plan, hopefully. So here's our vehicle. So after the vehicle, we're looking for the building on the left-hand side. At that point, we turn left. And there is a convoy to sort out for the fob as well, but for that, we do need to do a bit of maintenance on a road. All our stuff is there though. I don't know how close stand is, that's the only concern. Right, we're going left here. Our roads definitely aren't the neatest. I've never noticed it till now, but some of our roads are really not very neat. Have you ever used the asphalt destruction part of the dozer, Jake man? It's something I've yet to use. And I can see the reason for it, but I've never used it. Through a whole time base game, first DLC, and this one, I've still never used that one thing. I suppose if you want to make your roads better, it's a good tool to have as well. It's one element I've just never used. Okay. We'll drive to the castle. We're going to have to get the wrecking ball up here as well, which could be a bit slow going. Nice and simple. We've done well to get this all the way here in 100% condition. So it'd be nice to make sure we've done it. There we go. We're here. Okay, so is it? Do I need to drop it? No, it's done. There we go. I wondered if I need to do something. Unblock the way to Black Forest Castle. Good job, Rico. Are you going to leave all the rocks there, though? You are, aren't you? Okay. I was hoping to get through really easily, but they've decided to leave all the rocks in the way. So we are going to need to move the rocks. And then... Oh, okay. It's not as easy as getting up there, is it? There's one building to destroy up there, which is why we want to go up. But it's not quite that simple, because there's a tree we've got to destroy there, and then we need to build a bridge. Bagel, good morning, how are you? Hope you're well. Yeah, I thought this would be really simple to get up to the castle. I can't not do the building because we always try and do everything we possibly can. So we do need to get that building done. Anything else there? The fact we've got to build a road over here is a bit frustrating. Although saying that, we have got metal beams on board. How much does a metal bridge take? Because if we've got the beams, that would be incredible. Oh no, we need 9. I've got 4 on board. Okay. What about... I can't use the thin ones. The thin ones annoy me. 7 logs. 7 logs is doable, fairly simply. Yeah, I think we're going to do a one. Right, we'll move the rocks. Then we need to bring something to break that tree up. And then we need to get logs here. Which we can probably bring the log vehicle up and do it while we're here. Or maybe not actually. Because some of these trees here I don't think we can use. I don't know, we can use a fair few actually. Yeah, so build a bridge and then we get the wrecking ball up to do the building here. There's something there. That's the one. I think that's one of the toys. I think that is a toy there, and I think it's the Wayfarer truck. Can't get any closer. But that's what that looks like. It's sellable, so I'm guessing it's a toy. Anything else here to pick up? Or is it just the toy that's the big thing? We haven't really bothered too much with toys during the game. DLCs and base game. We found a few, but never really went out of a way to look for them. Anything in the main bit? I can't leave something not completed, that's the other thing. So we are going to have to do this. Okay, let's get it done. So we need rocks out of the way, we'll do that first. Although I don't know if this can lift them, we'll see what we can do here. So whether or not this can lift the rocks. It may require a bigger crane. Could really strap that cargo. Let's see. Have we got the power in the Wayfarer? Not too bad actually. Thought that would struggle more than it is. All we need to do is move to the side enough that we can get a vehicle up. Don't need to be massively out the way, they just need to be off the road. Okay. It's not really the crane for this, to be fair. It is going to struggle a little bit, I think, weight-wise. But it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I don't really want that one there. Can't go any higher. Oh, there we go. Sit there. Stay there. Okay. It's not the best place for it. But I can't... Okay, if we go a bit closer maybe. This crane is struggling to move them. More than I would like. Yeah, that one's probably not in the best position. They're also very weirdly shaped box as well, so they don't really sit nicely. To be fair. Vehicle's own issues. They're bouncing around, it's really not happy. I think we need a bigger crane. Wayfair is just bouncing. Okay, I think we need a bigger crane. This just can't handle it and is not happy doing it. Let's just go to the side here. Because obviously whatever materials we get from the building we're about to destroy and the toy, we do need to bring that out with us. And we've had this mission for ages to actually get here. I want to make sure the castle's cleared, I think, before we do anything else now. So we need a big old crane brought over. What's the closest base? I think it's probably going to be main base, isn't it? Yeah, main base is probably the closest. We do need the wrecking ball over, but not yet. So what big crane do we want to take over? I don't know where the Zilks is currently. Where are you? Are you in a useful position? Not really. That's your... We're not obviously going to do the oil rig just yet, as we need to do everything else first. So we'll bring this back to main base. And then we'll drive this over there. This is our best heavy crane. I'm pretty sure there's no new ones to buy. I don't think we've checked heavy cranes, to be fair. Let's have a quick look in the shop. I think we own all of them, but just to double check, because if there's something new to look at, we'll try and use it. That's the new Wayfarer that is kind of off in terms of balance. Yeah, we have them all. Okay, just wanted to double check we did. This is a heavy crane anyway, so this will be better, especially for doing things like the rocks. That mission is bugged, the rocks reappears. Oh, really? Oh, that's annoying. Bear with me a second. Sorry, Bagwell, if you're going to do things like that, I'll remove you from the channel. There we go. Apologies for the spam there. Thanks for the like, that's appreciated. So the mission's bugged that the rocks will reappear next time we load in. Well, as long as we've got everything from that location, that doesn't matter massively, does it? As long as we've cleared the building that can be destroyed and gained the toilets there, the rocks can reload. It's not the end of the world. We just need to make sure we get it cleared before we do anything else then. But yeah, that's a bit annoying. Yeah, grab all and run, exactly. Yeah, I think that's a good decision and to focus on that for the minute and get that done. Thing is, we just need so much equipment there, because we've got to move the rocks with this, then we've got to get something to destroy the big tree, then we've got to get something to get wood for us, essentially. Although we'll see how much, we could always get, we might not have to take a woodcutter all the way up there. We can do the wood elsewhere and bring it to it. So we've got 5 in storage as it is. Depends how many we need for the bridge. Considering we can't make concrete slabs currently, and metal beams is going to be a lot, we'll just do wood. The easiest resource to get. So it makes the most sense to use that one. And then it looks like it's a straight shot. Once you've got the bridge done, I think it's a straight run in with the wrecking ball. It seems, at the very least, anyway. Okay. Start the climb to the castle. But yeah, we'll give it a rocks, and then we need to cut the tree down or destroy the tree that's there. Might as well do this one here that's blocking this road or that, to be fair. You can't use them trees, I don't think, anyway. I think you can only destroy them and then make the bridge. Okay. Nearly up to the top. I suppose sending a vehicle with the logs in actually would be helpful, because that way we can use a different vehicle for the toy and Wayfarer for the actual stuff we need to build with. Because otherwise there may be too much stuff there to get on one vehicle, so it might be handy having more than one around. Right, let's get rid of these rocks. This should be a bit easier now to move these. Obviously the Wayfarer isn't. It's better than the mule and the Vaughan in terms of how much you can pick up, but it is not incredible. So this can take a lot more weight, which is what was lacking. Yeah, a lot more easy to move. I say we don't need them perfectly, we just need them off the road essentially. Are you lay flat or not? There's definitely some issues with some of this map in terms of things moving. But then rocks there shouldn't have just moved for no reason, and yet they do. So there is some issues. As you say, if these rocks reappear when you load back in, it just seems that... I think there probably is more issues with this map than we've seen in the whole base game in the first DLC so far. And it's all minor stuff, none of it's game breaking. But it's a little bit disappointing to see, I think. Especially with how well the game's gone otherwise. You just stay flat. There's just rocks like flying off in the other directions when there's no reason for them to do so. Right, drive forward a little bit. That rock's moving on its own again, although it should be fine there. So we just need to make it so the road's clear enough to get through. I think that one to the right there is fine, unless it moves when we move this one. Right, that should be okay. Yeah, a few rocks and things fly around. The same as when we was doing that road for the convoy in the last stream. We were putting the road surface down, there's no rocks were appearing out of nowhere, which is really weird. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Pressing it too quickly and not getting the right one. Okay, will that sit there? Nicely off the road? Yes. Right, last one to move and then the route's clear. Again, we're just going to put them to the side. I think that's an element potentially they could add in at some point I'm hoping there is still more continued stuff to come from this. But grinding down the rocks, so potentially you could use it as an undercoat instead of sand for your roads. You can use a layer of rocks and stuff would be quite handy. Because there's knowing the stones around, to actually do something with them as a resource would be quite cool. Like hardcore essentially. Right, that is the route clear. Just drive a little bit up and have a quick look. What we need next is the vehicle to destroy the tree that's blocking the route. There you can see it there. We can't lift that tree. There's the rocks flying around as well there. Yeah, we can't lift that. So we are going to need to destroy it. So let's put this to the side. I don't know if we're going to need this still, so I don't want to take it away just in case. We'll leave it to the side there. Now, we did have... oh, there's one down here. That's quite a way away. We'll go and grab the other one from main base then. So we've got another bit of a drive to do with our other tree destroyer. I can't think what they're called. Where are you currently? Oh, you're already out. Castle's there. Oh, okay, might as well drive from there, to be fair. It's not too far from there. I didn't realise this was already out, to be honest. There we go. This one's got a bit of speed to it once it gets going as well, which should be helpful. So we're heading to the castle just to destroy that one tree because we can't do anything else with it. And then we just need to take logs there, which we can take from one of our bases. We don't need to cut them down specifically there. See what we can do. And then I think then it'll be time to get the wrecking ball. And then at least the castle's then clear and done. It should be nice to have finished, considering it's been there for so long, that mission. Them explosives though are pretty good. We didn't have to worry too much about knocking them. I am still curious what happens when it gets to zero though. That's the downside to not having a manual save, isn't it, really? You couldn't find out. But yeah, definitely a lot better than carrying the radioactive containers on the previous DLC. Whenever we do a road, I always think it's quite flat and it's quite nicely done. And then you start driving on it and you realise actually it's really bumpy. And obviously we do try and flatten it properly with the dozer and things, but there's always deviations. A lot of deviations it seems. At the time I've actually laid the road, I think they've done really well. But I'm definitely noticing that they're not. So after today, we've probably got one more stream of this before surgery next week, which will be Tuesday. Obviously, I don't know if we'll finish this first map. We will be back live as soon as we can after surgery. Obviously, I've got to be careful. I'm not allowed to lift anything, bend, make any sort of movements for 6 weeks. Right, we're going to get rid of this one first, as we're here. Just because it's there, it's in the way. There we go. Right, it's going up. But that doesn't mean I won't be able to stream. It's all going to depend on how long I can sit up for. And obviously with the issues we already have with the back, we don't know how this is going to make it worse or better. It won't make it better. It'll only be worse. But yeah, we will be streaming as soon as we can after surgery. It's all an unknown at this point, that's the problem. There will be a video out next Wednesday, day of the surgery, which is going to be me talking about CRPS, how it's affected us, what it actually means, what it is, that kind of thing. And what the surgery entails, just going into a bit more detail about it all. That'll be out on next Wednesday while we're actually having the surgery. We actually recorded it before they cancelled the operation originally, to be fair. Okay, we destroy the tree, we'll lay out the blueprint for the bridge, and then we'll grab these logs. Not too much to do, it's a lot of driving to get here and set things up, but actually, what we need to do here isn't that much to it. We're looking at it. Lots of rocks around. mulcher on. That is a landslide and a half there. That was a big drop. Okay, let's put this in a position out of the way. I tend to leave vehicles near where I've last used them rather than keep sending them all the way back to garage. It's sometimes easier just to have them somewhere else in case you need them again. Right, I can't do a thin bridge, mainly because we've got the wrecking ball to come across it, and I don't like thin bridges. I feel like they're going to fall off all the time. So we need to do a bridge from roughly there to there. I think that's okay. Let's have a look. It's all about getting onto the bridge and how easy that is. I don't think it needs to be any higher. Do we want... I can never really get these things sorted. So we've got inline as a start, or we've got flat ends. I've never really known the difference, to be honest. 7 logs either way. What does inline look like? Since we're here anyway. So does that make it completely flat by the looks of things? I don't know if that tree's in the way there. There's a bit of tree that's still around. Okay, so that makes it... Oh, okay, that's different. I've never really looked at that before. I don't know if we need to destroy this instead. No, it'll just disappear. So that makes it more flat. I think that's better, especially using the wrecking ball to get up there, to be fair. I think the flat bit would be better. I generally don't ever use that one, to be honest. I always use the other version, where it goes up a slight up bit to it. Okay, so we need 7 logs. We have got 5 in storage. Where is our current crayfish? So the crayfish is over here at the sawmill. That's a vehicle we need to deliver. I'm just thinking, where's the best place to have the crayfish? Obviously, there's lots of trees here, but we've got to go and collect them. We either bring the crayfish up here, which I think will take a bit more time, or we bring it to a garage and we can just load up. I think we bring it to the garage. I think, in fact, we'll use the other one. Rather than move the crayfish from where it is, we will head to the coastal base here and cut down some of the trees that are there. We have the MTK Lesso Rub 2006. I don't think there's any other vehicles we need to buy. Let's have a quick check. I think we've got them all now. I don't think there's actually any vehicle we still need to buy, to be fair. Yeah, we've got them all. So this is the one of the more recent ones that was added. I'm not a massive fan of it, but we'll use it in this instance because we'd rather than move the crayfish. Now with this, we did work out when we first used it, the actual best way of using it is backwards. We originally were trying to use it facing forwards to cut down trees, and actually you want the cutter on the back and to reverse into the trees is what we found worked better. Right, where's the best set of trees to go to? Probably up here, to be fair. I wonder what that was. Cable ladder, isn't it? Yeah, there's loads of trees here. We need 7. I might leave the ones in storage and just cut down 7 trees. To be fair. Yeah, if we head up here to the right, and we'll do the trees over that side, I think. That fence is going to stop us getting out. No, there's a road there. Of course it won't. But yeah, we'll do the trees there. In fact, actually, there's a couple of trees here. There's 2 here we can do. So as I say, we found this easy to use with the tree cut on the back rather than the front. Letting us do that one anyway. Anchors. Don't necessarily need the anchors down, but we do find it is a bit better with the anchors actually on. It's more stable. Okay. Let's process the tree here, because what we'll do, we'll grab on the log forwarders to try and pick the trees up. That's my thinking. And we might as well just cut 7 trees down rather than take out the ones in storage because we'll need those anyway. Other things. We'll just. Oh, that's why I've got anchors on, haven't I? We'll just cut down 7 trees specifically for this. Don't like it, is it? This is why the anchors are needed. Oh, it's caught on the tree. There we go. Yeah, definitely not a fan of this compared to the crayfish. The crayfish is a lot easier to use and just handles things better, I think. But rather than move the crayfish away from where it is, we might as well do this here. But yeah, not too sure why this was added. I don't think it was needed. I don't think it works as well as what we've already got, to be honest. Right, let's plant some more trees. I don't think any of them are any good actually. And these ones over here will be. Okay, a few here. I don't trust it unless you put the anchors down, that's the thing. Otherwise I wouldn't use them, but I find it too unstable without the anchors, that's the problem. We'll try and get these ones in kind of a line together so it's easier to pick them all up. Big old tree. We could have got 2 logs out of that. A big enough tree you could have got both sides used. Yeah, didn't like it. The gap, yeah, gap filler, yeah. I think there's other vehicles we could have had that would have been more useful, that's the thing. Especially this one. It just, it's more, reminds me more of farms using it. You know, on the farm, you want to do some tree cutting on your land. That's what this reminds me of. More so than one used in this kind of setting. Okay, so that's 4 of the 7 we need. Okay. So there's 3 more right in front of us here as well. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of, is a farmland kind of thing. There's 3 just all together here. We should be able to grab all 3 of them. That's all of them then done. And then we'll pick them all up and we'll get them delivered to the bridge, and that's the castle then open and ready to go. Yeah, I think there's a lot of other vehicles we could have had instead of this. That we would have been more useful, I think. There it is. 2 more to go. So we could have got them out of storage, but I think we're going to need the ones in storage anyway for other things. Right, you get to the point where that lamp goes green, really. There we go. We're on a little bit of a hill, annoyingly. Don't want to let the anchors up though. Okay, the big tree to our left there can't be cut down. The one directly in front can. Let's try this from the front. And so we tried this previously, and the front didn't seem to work correctly, and that's when we kind of realised that we should use this in reverse. But we'll try it from the front. I don't know if it's been updated since, if there's been a change. Like, what it doesn't like. Why won't it actually collect it? It's not even going green. Which is why I think it needs to be from the back. There we go. Okay, so that's all 7 trees cut. We just need to pick them all up now and deliver them to the castle bridge, and then the job's good. But yeah, I definitely would have preferred better vehicles. Thanks for the dislike, otherwise much appreciated. I know I say it every time we get a dislike, and I don't mind having dislikes. Everyone's got an opinion, it's all good. But you actually help the channel. If you don't like our content, and that's all well and good, everyone's got different choices, different views, you're better off not clicking on the channel, or if you do click on the channel, click off quite quickly, and that affects the channel more than actually a dislike. Dislike helps more than anything else. Right, I don't know which one the newest one was. I think it was this one. I think it was the newest Forester. So let's deploy that. We'll go and pick up these logs and then get them delivered to our bridge. I forgot how slow this thing was. No, I'm not. We're going all the way to the castle. I'm not using something that slow. I thought that was quicker than that. Mobility 2, yeah, but we're not using that. What are you? Mobility. It's on wheels though. Mobility 2. Can't remember which one of these we actually really liked using previously. Greenway Cross. Mobility 3. Let's try you. Yeah, let's use you. We don't use these enough. Normally we try and cut trees down right next to where we're putting them, so just we don't have to move them anywhere really. So we don't generally use grabbers very often to collect logs, just because there's never really a need to. And we have had issues controlling the grabbers in the past, so I don't know if this is the one we normally use before the DLC comes out. But the tracked one is just going to take forever, and I don't want to take forever. Okay, let's see how we get on with this one. As I say, we have had issues with some of these in the past. Hopefully this isn't one of the ones we had issues with. Seems alright, to be fair. I know I can change camera to the arm as well, to be fair. I should really do that. See what we're doing a bit better. Yeah, I don't know if we had issues with this one in the past. I know there's a couple we kept swapping between because we couldn't quite get the movement with it right. That shouldn't have gone there. Kind of slid out the bottom bit. Are you gonna stay? Right, that's 2 loaded. And then the rest were over this way, I believe. Yeah, the tracked one I think is a nicer one to use, but for the distance we're driving, I don't think it's worth the time to drive all that way that slowly. Otherwise we would have used it, to be fair. This one doesn't have any anchors, that's the only other thing. Yep, no worries, Jake Man. Thank you for joining us. Very much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm sure we'll speak soon. Thanks, Jake Man. Missed it. There we go. So number 3 of 7. I think this is one of the ones we struggled with the actual grabber, to be fair. I just find some grabbers are more stiff, and I find them easier to use, whereas this one's quite flexible. It moves around a lot. Which is good in some circumstances, but I find it really awkward to load the vehicle when it's like that. I don't know if I can grab that one, I can't go any lower. I can go lower, why was I not doing it? There we go. It's because it's too far away, I think. Why are you tipping? Okay, doesn't like that one. Let's grab this one here with them. I think we need to be a bit closer to that one, he doesn't like picking it up. Just tipping the old vehicle instead. I think we're too far away, I think is the issue. Right, let's move the vehicle a little bit. It's not liking picking some of these up. I think a lot of these with the grabbers and things and some of the cranes, it's all personal preference to what you find easier to use. But yeah, this is definitely one of the ones we struggle with a little bit. Although it could just be practice with the vehicle itself, and once you get used to how it works, not so bad. But it is more the move on the crane that I struggle with, I think, more than anything else. Although it's not working too bad at the minute. Okay, we're too stretched, it won't go any lower. Let's go this side. There we go. So I think we just got 2 more to pick up. How many have we got on board now? 4, yeah. This one and 2 more, and that's the 7 we need for our bridge. Yeah, I would have rather used the new DLC one, but it's just going to be too slow on the tracks. It's a little bit of a drive to where we're going to take these 2. So to save a bit of time, I'd rather use a quicker one. But the grabber on it is a lot easier to kind of manage with. I'm not sure if anyone's seen, I saw it yesterday, there's a new construction simulator coming out. That looks quite an interesting look. I haven't played the first one on the channel, I've played a little bit with my boy to be fair. I haven't really had the chance to play it generally. Something I did want to do maybe episodically on the channel at some point. But the new one looks interesting, what they've updated on it. I'm not sure when it's due out though, I just saw a wish list on Steam if you wanted it. It is on PlayStation as well though. Have to keep an eye on when that's out, I think. Right, one more to grab. I need to get a bit closer to it. I wasn't happy picking up from where we were. And then that should be all of them on the back. Right, last one. The rain is coming down now as well. And then we've got to get the wrecking ball all the way to the castle. And then we'll take down the building that's there. We'll grab the toy that's there as well. And the materials. And then that is job done there. And then if, like Jake Man told us, that it's bugged a little bit on this map and the rocks at the start of the castle reappear, it won't matter because we've got everything we wanted from there anyway. Okay, that is everything strapped down. It won't let me fold crane because there's logs on board. So let's get moving. We can now head towards, I need to change camera. Head towards the castle, get these delivered to the bridge, and then it's getting the wrecking ball there as well. We haven't really drove, since the start of the map and where we first drove the wrecking ball to destroy that building that's right at the start. We haven't driven it that far, so I don't quite know its speed. Hopefully, it's not horrendously slow, but I've got a feeling it might be. It is on tracks after all, which generally is slower. More stable in conditions, but actually slower overall. We shall see. And then we'll see what materials we get as well. Obviously some of the materials we can drop into the concrete facility, because they're going to be used for getting that up and running in due course. Anyway, hence why we didn't want to move the crayfish from where it was, because we're going to need logs there anyway. It made sense to have the crayfish nearby, just do logs directly where we need them. Okay. No. No. I know I've made an error there. This thing's really unsteady in the turns. Just going to put this crane down a bit. It's a little bit top heavy, which you can see it wobbly in the corners a little bit, and that nearly messed things up. I really don't want this to roll. That would really be a pain in the butt. There is a toy deflect, as I say, as well from the car, so we need to make sure we grab that as well. The Wayfarer's there to pick stuff up. It may not all fit in the Wayfarer. We'll see the materials we get out of the building, to be fair. But the interesting drive the Wrecking Ball. It's going to be the only second time I've used the Wrecking Ball. And as I said before, the DLC was advertised quite heavily with the Wrecking Ball being a big thing. And yet, we've used it once so far. This will be the second time. And then there is 5 other houses to break down, but they're not ready to be done yet. So it seems a little bit, I don't know, not false advertising, but advertising heavily a Wrecking Ball that you're not going to use very often seems a bit counterintuitive, really, but we shall see. The second map, there may be more. That's the thing, we don't know. The second map may contain a lot more destruction. The idea and the premise, I think, is really good. Just the execution just lacks a little bit. Right, let's get these logs delivered, and then we can go and grab the Wrecking Ball. See how fast it actually moves as well. Okay, 7 logs. All delivered. The bridge is complete. Right, I do just need to park the truck somewhere out of the way, and then we'll jump in the Wrecking Ball. Don't think we'll need to use this again here, but I've never really kind of recover vehicles unless we need them elsewhere, so we'll leave them where they are. Now the Wrecking Ball is over at the main base. We've not moved it since we used it right at the start. Here it is. Okay, let's see how this is to drive a bit of a distance then, speed-wise. I've got a feeling it's going to be a little bit slow, in all honesty. Turning circle's good though, as you'd expect. Still some steel beams there we can use if we need them at some point. I'm sure we will for some of the facilities. Although there's steel beam facilities up and running, we've still not used it for anything yet. Just because we've found materials that we needed at the time around us. Now, as expected, this is a little bit slow. It was always going to be. Oh, I can fold crane. There we go. Bit better. Don't know if we've had a look inside the crane or not yet. Once we get down here, I'll have a quick look to see what's up inside. I'm not sure if we did originally. Since we did this at the start of the DLC, that's what I'm unsure about. Oh, you can keep folding crane, but the ball's going to keep moving. Okay. There's a view inside. There's not much to it. There's a fan though, keep you cool when you're knocking buildings down. The detail in the cabs of the vehicles I really like. One of those things that in a lot of games the detail's not there because it's not needed, it's not relevant to what you're doing. Whereas in this I actually like the added. And each vehicle has a different view in terms of how far you view things with it. It all depends on what the vehicle is. I like that. Not a fan of driving like that generally. I find it awkward to see where you're going a lot of the time. There we go. Right, we're heading across the dam. I'm hoping this can make it up the hill. As it's a bit slow, there is a concern it may not get up the hill. Which if it does get up the hill, we've got a problem. But yeah, that ball constantly can be folded, there's no point. Not doing any harm, is it? So we're going to get this building destroyed, pick everything up from there in case the rocks do reappear. And then I think it's the fob to focus on next. Fob and then the port, I think, is a good port of call. Fob especially because it means the buildings we can destroy near the fob, we won't have to drive this there because the fob's closer. So it'll make it a bit quicker to get there and deal with it. Rather than having to drive this the whole way. Definitely a bit slow. I suppose it's to be expected. You've got to think the size of the vehicle, the weight of the vehicle comes into play. Always going to be a bit slower than other vehicles. And it's on tracks, which are slower as well. I'm just hoping to actually get up the hill, to be fair. For those that haven't seen the schedule for this week, we are live again tomorrow with Kingdom Come Deliverance. We're finishing off the DLCs before moving on to the second game. And then once we start the second game, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, we'll vote on the next main live stream game to take over once number 2 is done. Once we finish both DLCs of RoadCraft, we'll go back to Expeditions Mud Runner game to do that as well. And then we'll go from there what's next after that one. I do like having something like RoadCraft, Mud Runner. Snow Runner we do episodically anyway. There will be new episodes hopefully coming while I'm off after surgery. But I do like having something like this on the go next to main game that you guys vote for. May even after, if we finish Mud Runner Expeditions, may have a look at Construction Simulator before the new one comes out potentially. It's just a different style of game that I like the contrast between their main game and this style of game on the channel, to be fair. Right, we're coming up to the hill. We're going to see if this can actually make it up the hill. If it doesn't, we may need to get a heavy transporter here and then hope that it's got enough power to get the weight of this up, to be fair. We'll drive this all the way through the castle as well to get to the building to destroy. I don't know whether we should have put this on the heavy transporter, really. I think the downside on the heavy transporter would be very top heavy, the way the crane is positioned. If you take a corner wrong, you're just going to, the whole thing could just potentially fall over. So I don't think the heavy transporter would have been the thing to use, to be fair, but there isn't anything else, I don't think, that can carry this. It is extremely slow. It was always going to be though, I suppose. It's one of those things. It's not designed to go quick, is it? It's designed to do a job. That's destroy things. I'm interested to see how the second map plays out, whether there is more things to do with the wrecking ball as well. Same as the ghost buildings, we've not really seen how that works. Although it did explain at the start, and you need a special view to see it, I still can't figure out exactly what the special view is. But if we finish the map and there's still missions outstanding and we don't know what the missions are, then obviously that's what we're missing, I think. But we'll figure that out as we get closer towards the end of the map. I think we started to down 36%. I don't quite know how far we've moved so far. If we can get the fob up and running, then maybe around 40, 45 maybe. We'll get to that once we've done the castle. But as I say, Jake Man warned us that there is a slight glitch with the map where the rocks reappear at the entrance, so we'll make sure we get the materials out and away from the castle before we move on to what we're doing next, just so we don't have to deal with that. In fact, next, the crane that's here may be the one we need to take to the fob to get the pipe dealt with. We can always drive the zilch from here to do that, to be fair. We do need to pick up 2 more pipes as well and take them to the concrete facility, because I think that's where the pipes need replacing there, Bob, and then it's driving vehicle from the sawmill. That driving the vehicle won't take long at all. I think the big thing will be doing the pipes, which shouldn't take too long either, to be fair. I think the slowest part is this bit. We've still got plenty of time left. We've got over an hour and a half of the stream remaining, so plenty of time. Just having the surgery is a bit frustrating because it is going to take time away from streaming, frustratingly. I don't know what I'm doing stuff. Well, I do know, because I'm not going to be allowed to sit up. It's spinal surgery, so there's obviously going to be restrictions for a while. I'd say no 6 weeks of no picking things up, no bending, moving quickly. Well, that's going to be hard. The worst thing is the battery pack. So they put the battery pack in the top of your glute, and the doctor said you won't know it's there a lot of the time, but you will catch it. And once you've caught it on something for the first time, you'll never do it again. It's meant to be horrendously painful if you catch the battery pack. But it will stick out slightly, which is going to be weird. I still need to decide what side it's going on as well, because you have to pick left and right to put the battery pack in. I don't quite know which way to put it. So I normally sleep on the right hand side, but then when I lay on the sofa to get the back to calm down, I lay on my left. So I'm going to decide which one's the better option. Okay, a few rocks to get past. Do we need to bring another vehicle up to clear the way? I think we might do. Yeah, we're not getting this through there, are we? I don't think it's worth the risk of trying to... I kind of just want to just plough through. Because they're only small rocks, to be fair. I think we'll have issues. I don't think it's worth the risk. Let's bring... It's probably better than the Zilks, to be fair. I know it's been overkill. Let's bring the Zilks up to clear the rocks. We just need to clear a path. We don't need to clear them all, to be fair. I didn't think it'd be plain sailing once you got through. I thought there'd be something else, and that what's blocking the way is an obvious one, to be fair. But yeah, we don't need to clear them all. We just need to clear a path. Probably stay to the left, maybe, and just clear the left-hand side. Small ones can stay, it's the slightly bigger ones we need to deal with. It gives me the one I actually want to hit. That one. The one directly below the crane. The only one it wouldn't allow me to pick up. I know they're only small, but we'll just move out of the way. I don't know how stable the wrecking ball will be going over some of these smaller ones, so just to be careful. Just move these. As I say, we don't need to move them all. Just create a path on the left hand side for the wrecking ball. Most vehicles will be able to pass, I think, on that left hand side, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Right, we're at full stretch now, aren't we? Now we can get that one. I knew it wouldn't be simple. There's always something to stop us doing it really simply. Okay, anchors. Go a bit further forward. I know there's some small ones just there, but they shouldn't. It's always better if you don't have to move the crane so much when you're moving stuff. Keep it fairly in one place. Makes life a little bit quicker. On that side the barrier does help as well, to be fair. Big one here. Let's over the barrier as well. Just want to get this building destroyed. It's never as simple as you hope. Okay. We'll go a bit further forward then. Okay, there is some to the side there. We'll deal with those in a second. Let's just deal with these ones in front first. Kind of was hoping we'd move them out the way as we drove over them, to be fair. We did a little bit. Maybe not enough though. That one. I want the one in front of us, not the ones to the side. That one. The smaller ones I think will be okay. It may be a little bit uneven for the wrecking ball, but I don't think it's going to matter so much. Move these out the way under the wheels. Probably could have used the dozer to move these to the side, but obviously it's another vehicle, then we've got to drive here, so might as well use what's already here. Right, that's that path clear. A few small ones ahead of us, but I don't think they're going to matter so much. Have a quick look further forward. I don't know if there's going to be any more, that's the thing. So let's just have a quick drive forward and see what we've got ahead of us. So where the map is deceiving, it looked really clear on the map, but you can't see. And this is the issue. I've noticed quite a bit on this map. You drive past and rocks start falling. Now, whether that's a realistic thing where you're driving and the vibrations of you on the road cause the rocks to fall, potentially I can see that. But it's annoying they start falling in the road. Okay. Is it all free and clear? Is it a straight run, or is there going to be more rocks falling to the side? But they've got a little thing to go in actually, so it's not too bad them falling down. Little gully to get trapped in. Them rocks bouncing is not helpful though. Okay, I've stayed off the road, that's fine. More rocks falling here. I think it is kind of realistic in a way. Just something you don't expect. That's the building we're destroying, I think, there. There's some weird music nearby, medieval music. Some part is to the side. I think that's the building we're destroying. No, it's not. That's just the entrance, to be fair. We're here. So it actually still goes further around. But I think that needs breaking down. Oh no, it doesn't. It's open. Let's grab. We might as well jump in the doze and the wrecking ball and drive that up. We did leave a few small rocks in the way. If there's nothing else to clear, the wrecking ball might as well go in as is. The main bits of rocks are out of the way here. I suppose it is realistic in one way. You are making vibrations around when you're driving a big machine onto a road like this, so it makes sense the rocks do fall off the side. And as long as they get trapped in that gully, it's not too bad. There's no point in holding that ball either. I'll just keep swimming. I just wish this was quicker. Look. I think they're doing a decent job with the wrecking ball itself. It's just how you use it and where you use it is the disappointing thing, I think. But then the second map may be a lot more, we don't know. But I don't want to judge it too soon. The big thing I hope is it's sorted soon in the next patch is the Wayfarer vehicles being so all over the place when it comes to balance. The actual sand tipper one's just pointless. You can't use it. It's unusable a lot of the time. It just goes all over the place. It's kind of disappointing when a new vehicle comes out. You want to use that new vehicle, but to have it so you can't. It's just not good. And they've already patched it once as well. I don't quite know what the issue is, but I'm not a developer. I'm not someone who mods things, so I don't quite know how easy it is to fix in terms of balancing a vehicle. It may be really difficult. I don't know. I'm hoping this building gives us a decent amount of resources. The time it's taken to get this all the way up there. I'm hoping it's not just one or two little things, that's it. Concrete slabs would be the big thing, we need those. Even for the actual concrete facility. So that would be amazing for some concrete slabs. Right, the main part of the castle, this is where we're going inside. Definitely got to pick the toy up that's inside, that's the big thing. And we don't have to come back. I don't know if you guys can hear it, I will stop talking in a second, but there is some slight medieval kind of flute music going on in the facility. You might not be able to hear it over the actual vehicles though. Oh, that's a tight squeeze. That's a very tight squeeze, to be fair. It's going to be quite difficult, I think, to get some of the vehicles in here to grab the materials, actually. Because that is tight. As with other track vehicles, this isn't like turning when you're moving. Notice that on other track ones. Is there anything down there to pick up? Not by the looks of it. Because I don't want to miss anything while we're here. Might as well get what we can whilst we're here. We're only here for a building note more than anything else, but you never know what else they've got laying around. Unfortunately destroyed some of his lights, I think, while it's going. I like the detail though, the flags on the side are quite cool. Even the detail on the buildings. The wild boar. I'm guessing a pub. Oh, it's a bakery. On to the side. To be fair, we've got all this way up here. We've done all this work to get here, to do the building that's here. And I bet you it takes us 5 seconds to destroy the building. Just destroyed someone's table. Wild boar. Why have we got 2 buildings named the same? Okay, there's seats along the side here we're getting caught on a little bit. May not be able to use the Wayfarer here to get the stuff out because I don't think it might be too long in terms of trying to manoeuvre through some of the narrow gaps. Might find it's not the easiest thing to use. Right, we do need to make sure we haven't missed anything as well. We don't have to come back. Yeah, mainly the entrance. I think it's going to struggle to get through there. We'll figure out. The mule might be better because it's smaller, not as long. Okay, what have we got here? Is this the bit we need to destroy? Yeah, I think it's that. It looks like it's that building inside there, but obviously we can't actually get in there. Because that's the gate we could see from the other side. I don't know if we can smash that maybe. I don't quite know. I think it is this building that's fallen down here. I think that's what we're here to do. We'll find out when we hit it, I suppose. Right, what can we do? We've got a lot lower though. Is it that we're destroying? Okay, there we go. We can't see the health of it, but it's in the top left hand corner. It doesn't quite show on the screen properly. We did just do some damage. Apologies for pronunciation. Lakisham Kalipara, good morning, how are you? I'm not too sure what language that is in the chat, but I can't read it, I'm afraid. It's not the easiest thing to swing and hit this. Lower the ball a bit. Yeah, it's going to be, there we go. Demolish the building. It's given us some concrete to recycle by the looks of it, and that's it. That was not worth doing. Is that all it's given us? Concrete to recycle when we can't get the recycling facilities up and running yet. Whoa, that's sliding. Yeah, 4 bits of concrete to recycle essentially is what it's given us. Okay, that's disappointing. Although it is a mission complete, and we do want 100% the map. I want to know if we can destroy this doorway. I don't think we can. There's the toy to pick up just down there as well. I'm just trying to see if we can destroy the door. I don't think we can. I can hear the music a bit better now as well. Yeah, I can't do anything. So we have got to drive round, pick up them little bits. Have we destroyed anything? No. Yeah, so I hate to say it, a little bit disappointing, considering it's 4 bits of recyclable and that's it. What I might do, I wonder if we can. I think I might be able to. If we can get the big crane in, I think we bring that in and drop these over the side to make it easier for the Wayfarer, because I'm not sure how manoeuvrable the Wayfarer is going to be. So let's see if this is better to get inside. It may not fit through this first bit, that's the only thing. And I think the Wayfarer might be too big as well. Let's just see if we can. Whether it can turn here. Actually, I think it might be able to. Yeah, rather than try and bring the Wayfarer all the way in, we'll see if we can just drop the bits over the side to save us trying to get something else through the tight gaps. Yeah, we can't go to the right, because we can't do anything with the doorway that's blocking us. There are trees you can cut down here, but there's not real much point in doing so. We'll catch the light there, aren't we? There we go. We'll have a quick look on the map just to make sure there's nothing else we've missed once we've got this concrete and stuff moved. I was hoping for concrete slabs because we need those for rebuilding the concrete facility, but unfortunately we've got 4 bits of recyclable concrete and that's it. The only bonus really is the toy, to be fair, which they are collectible and you do need to sell them on the map. Although we've never sold a single one. We found a few, we've never went out of our way to find them, but we've never sold them. Just because I didn't want to. But there is now part of the map is to sell them. But yeah, a little bit disappointing I think. At least the concrete slab would have been nice. It was concrete we were destroying, to be fair. I suppose it makes sense, it's mangled concrete once you smash it up, I suppose. But yeah, a little bit disappointed. Was hoping for better. Right, I'm hoping I can lift them over the other side. Although I've just actually put the anchors on one, annoyingly. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is, rather than try and get a vehicle inside, we'll drop onto the road the other side. It just saves driving a vehicle in. Specifically the Wayfarer, to be fair. You can pick up from here. Okay, not ideal. I want it further out. There we go. It's a lot easier for it to pick it up from there than it is from where it is now. Over the side. There we go. Right, 2 to go. 1 is actually annoyingly on our anchor, so we'll have to move that slightly. The toy itself won't break either, so we'll do the same thing with the toy. This saves trying to get the Wayfarer around the tight corners. And then at least we've picked it all up. It's just, yeah, all that time and effort. And I know it's a mission, so to 100% the map we needed to do it, but there was a slight level of disappointment for me there. fact, I may not need the anchor, and I may just better pick it up. Because what have we done? We spent about, what, 40 minutes probably trying to get the explosives here, move the rocks out of the way, get all the machines here to do different jobs. Yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. 4 recyclable bits of concrete that we can't currently use. Right, the toy is the big thing, and then we'll just quickly scan the map to make sure there's nothing else we've missed. Can I get the toy without moving? Not currently. The wrecking ball we can bring back to the fob once we get up and running anyway. So this is the collectible toy. It's not the only thing worth actually grabbing here, really. The detail is really good. The buildings are really nicely done. The flags, details on the shop there at the front. There's things for sale. All that's really well done. But the actual reward for destroying the wall, not so much. Okay, so that can now be picked up. Yeah, if you look at what's there, they're selling from the shop. That's quite cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's done at least. That's the main thing. Let's just double check there's nothing else here to pick up. Anything hiding. So anything that's not green is what we're looking for. Any flashing grey, blue, yellow. Don't think there is though. Sod's law, there'll be something we've missed. I'm hoping there isn't. No, it looks clear to be fair. This doorway here. No, we're all good. So that is the castle complete. We just need to jump in the wayfair and pick them bits up, and that's job done. Obviously, we've been warned there is a slight glitch with the map where the rocks that you get that are in the way here go back to where they were, so you have to remove them again. So we want to make sure we grab the bits we've just chucked over the side now, get them out of this area. But if the map does glitch next time we load in, we're not stuck having to move all the rocks again, so we'll quickly grab the stuff now. Thanks for the like, much appreciated. And then we'll focus on the fob next, which is replacing 3 pipes. One of them is already nearby, we just need to go and do it. We need a bigger crane though there, I think. And then we need 2 more for the concrete facility to replace the ones there. And then we need to drive a vehicle from the sawmill to the fob, which will unlock the fob for us. And then after that we need to focus on the port before that, after that I think, as our next focus. There is also a convoy we need to do to the fob. Now my only concern, obviously, there is a bit of road that's a little bit muddy, so we may need to deal with that first. It's only a small bit, and there's the underwater road as well, but I think we'll just leave that underwater. We're just going to be very accurate with our route, I think, essentially with that. Right, this is our stuff that we gained from destroying the building, all our rewards. Put them in the back, along with our steel beams already there. Obviously, these will be ideal just by the concrete facility ready to recycle, and the beams can be used to actually get the concrete facility back up and running if they are needed as part of that. So we can drive the vehicle to the concrete facility whenever we're ready. I think we've got 4 beams in the back. I don't know how many offhand it needs, we'll have to double check. But at least it'll go towards what we need to unlock it and get it all back up and running. And as for the toy, we'll do something with that at some point. There is a mission, I think, now to actually find them all and sell them all. You did see something at the start of this DLC, whereas before there wasn't a list or anything. I think it now tells you how many vehicles, how many you've got. In fact, it does look. At the top of the screen, you've got a dumper truck there. That was 0 out of 4. Because we found that one and picked it up, I think. It now counts as 1. So we've now got 1 out of 4 according to that. That's another optional to do. I suppose if we want 100% of the map, we're going to have to make sure we get all 4. So that is the first one we've found, to be fair. Although we've not really been looking for them either. He's not spin, no, he's not spin. Spin. The truck is not happy being upside down. I like the idea of the toy trucks. be fair. Right, last reward for actually going to take down the building, and then we can get out of here, and we'll focus on the fob next. Okay, strap carrier down, crane, camera, anchors. The camera's decided to have a mind of its own for a minute. I think it's because how close we are to the castle, it's not quite happy. Right, let's go. I don't think we can turn round at this point. We need to get past where the rocks are, so at least that way, if they do reappear, it doesn't affect us. But yeah, the main thing about all that effort to get up there was the toy car. That was it. And I think that's the heavy loader. That one, to be fair. I don't know if there's a different toy for every vehicle in the game. Maybe not some of the newer ones have been added at least. But yeah, that's the heavy loader, that one. We know how unstable this is, so I don't want to attempt a tight turn to turn us round and make us fall over, so I'm just being a bit careful but not accidentally going down the gully or anything. We know how unstable this is. So we're just going to get over the bridge, past the rocks, and then we're okay. It may be worth driving this straight to the conference facility while we've still got it going, and we'll grab the mule, the Voron, and grab the two pipes that are in storage to go and get those done for the fob. So that's our next focus, is getting that fob up and running. Start with the pipes, and then we'll drive the vehicle from the sawmill. I'd love to turn around, but I don't trust myself with the balance of this vehicle. As always, we're going to try and make sure we get all the side mission infrastructure done before we finish the main mission, which is rebuild the oil rig. We may get put the materials nearby, and just if we've got any missions left, finish them off first. We're always trying 100% the maps where we can. We have done all the way through the base game in the first DLC we started. This DLC is no different. Okay, so these are the rocks that we've been told will come back again once you reload into the map, so make sure we're past them at the very least. I don't know whether we should drive straight to conferences now. While we're already in the vehicle, probably we should. We're already in the vehicle anyway, it makes sense. But I do want to turn around though. We know how unstable this is, that's the only thing. We've got to be very careful. Probably wasn't the best move, but the camera is really not fun. What is going on with that camera? Can't see anything. Every time I try and go behind the vehicle, like that, and normally we're always behind the vehicle with the camera. It's not happy with it at all. I can't. What's going on? Right, let's go down the hill a little bit and see if the camera fixes itself. I've not had that happen really before with this. No, it's still. So every time I try and use the camera from behind the vehicle, for some reason, it's not happy. So that's the crane camera. That's normal. Okay, that's weird. Let's quickly jump in a different vehicle and see if that changes things. See, that vehicle we can have the camera behind. What is going on with this one? I can't have the camera behind the vehicle. That is so weird. I don't know if it's because of something we've got in the back maybe, but that is really weird. And I really don't like driving this way because of how unstable this is. Can't see the road properly. don't think we've got a choice. We want to at least get it to the concrete facility at the very least, because that's where we need it. Why? I don't understand why it won't let me view it. Try sideways. That's a little bit okay. It's better than being inside. I can't see the road enough inside, and this is so unstable on corners. I don't really want to be inside it to look. I don't get it. I don't understand what the issue is. Seems to be the only vehicle affected. It's only since we picked up the stuff, the toy and stuff. I wonder if the toy is the problem. Oh, this is a nightmare to drive. Right, we're gonna have to go inside, I think. Left. I'm gonna try and remember the route as well. That's the thing. I don't know if it's the toy that's causing the problem or not. I don't know. Definitely something we've not experienced before. It does seem to only be affecting this vehicle currently though, which potentially means it could be the toy. But we'll give this to the concrete facility and then we're going to change the vehicle anyway. I'm not a fan of this view. Some of the vehicles view like this isn't too bad. I don't know what it is with this. I just don't trust the vehicle. There's balance issues anyway. Well, it must be the toy that's causing the problem with the camera. The only thing we've kind of really added, the concrete is broken up, can't be the problem. Really unusual if it was. Which means the only other thing we've just picked up that's changed is the toy. Because driving this all the way up the hill was fine. Can't sit down. If this falls over, I'm going to be annoyed at myself, but it may happen. Okay, we've just got to get across that bridge and we're nearly there. I'll take it easy. Might even try and unload the toy and see if that fixes the camera, although I don't know really where we're going to use it at the minute. We are meant to sell them, but I don't think we've sold anything for the whole game. This is the bit I'm concerned about. Can't see enough where the wheels are. There we go. The best way to drive a vehicle is it sideways. Again, I can't move the camera anymore right because it will mess us up again on that. Can only do it sideways. There's the concrete facility there. We'll go round to the entrance, round to the side. Obviously, we need to drop off the beams there anyway. Not urgently. That is something we need to do. I think we might quickly chuck out the toy and see if that fixes things. Still going to be an issue moving the toy anywhere else though, isn't it? That's the only thing. Okay, I don't know where to fuck this up really. Let's just chuck this there for the time being. Okay, ignore that for the minute. We'll deal with that in due course. So we want 5 beams there. We need 5 logs. 5 logs, 5 pipes, 10 concrete. I don't know where we're getting the concrete from. I'm assuming it's the buildings we can destroy near the fob, would be my thinking. Right, we're going to focus on the fob next. So, deploy a third operator. We need to fix the pipes. That's the bit we want to focus on in a minute. So there's 3 pipes to replace. Now, we know where one is, or we know what all 3 are, but we've already got a pipe nearby. We are going to need a tall crane, though, for one of them. And then I think the mule and the Voron can do these 2 potentially. But we'll see. What we'll do, I don't think we've used the mule or the Voron on this whole map, to be fair. Because we've been trying to use some of the new vehicles instead. But I don't think there's anything crane-wise. We've already checked, haven't we? So let's grab the mule, the Trailblazer. We're going to pull out of storage our two of our 5 pipes. and then we're going to take those and see if we can quickly get those done first and foremost. I think it's this one over here we need to beat. So unload. There we go, resource storage. 2 pipes. There we go. We're going to load those in the back and then hopefully go and get those done, and then it's just a big crane for the fob itself to do the one that's there. Should be fairly simple. It's whether we can reach the ones near the concrete facilities. If not, the crane we've got to send to the fob we'll use there first. Because we've got to drive a crane from roughly here anyway, to be fair. But he's using the crane camera, isn't it? I'm sure that I was struggling earlier to make things spin round, and I'm sure the mule controls are different to the other cranes, because I'm using a different button to make it spin, and that's what I was trying to do earlier. I kept thinking, well, because normally you press L1 to make it spin. Oh, you can actually use both on these. I think that's why I'm used to using L1 on the mule and the Voron, because they're our go-to vehicles because they've got a crane and can also transport. So you can use either L1 or R1 to make them do it. On the other cranes, you can only use R1 and then make it spin. I think that's the difference. I didn't realise you could use both, to be fair. Right, we're going to move to the concrete facility then with these on board, and then we'll see if we can reach them with the mule. If not, we'll bring a crane there, which we need elsewhere as well. We'll probably redeploy the Zilks from the castle, as that is our best crane, to be fair. And it's fairly quick to manoeuvre to where we need it. After all the messing about with the castle and the lack of decent rewards, I want to try and see if we can at least get the fob up and running today. At least that's something else then completed. Obviously we've found some new things. We've found the port, we've been across that side, got the explosives, we've found a few new things. I don't feel I've achieved very much today. We've got an hour left of today's stream, so I'm hoping we can get a fair bit done now and get a few more things achieved. At least get the fob up and running, at the very least. And then we need to look at the port. That's the other thing to start looking at. Even if we destroy them buildings today as well, at least that's something else cleared. Right, concrete facility on the right. 2 pipes that we need to do. Oh, my watch is doing ahead of me. My watch keeps changing. Because I'll keep leaning on it. Right, there's one here and one there. That one I think we can reach easily. This one is the one I'm not sure of. If we drive up to this one over here first, because we may be able to reach it from above. If not, we're going to need a crane. For the other one though, if we go this way and then to the right, don't think there's a road up there as such, so I think it's a little bit cross country. Yeah, there's no real track, so we're going to go a bit cross country. It's just over these next bit. We've got to be careful of the angle we're going at, because obviously we could tip over if we're not careful here. So I think we turn right here, yeah, and we'll see the pipeline ahead of us once we go through the trees, and then we just need to carry on along that pipeline, going up as we go. So careful not to tip over. It's more rocky than I thought it was going to be fair. Okay, we can see the pipe just there to our left. That's the first one, and it's this one I'm not sure about, in terms of whether we can reach from where we are, or we need a tool of crane. Okay. So this one here is there. I think we can reach it. It's not the best positioning for us. It's whether the crane is tall enough is my concern. I don't know if it is. Okay, we need to be closer, at the very least. I think we're tall enough, but we need to be a lot closer. Okay. Obviously, there is a slight angle here we've got to be careful of. do not want to tip over. Okay, I'm hoping we're close enough. Let's have a look. Yeah, that should be okay. Have we actually got anchors down? No. Anchors down would be helpful. Right, let's pull this one out. Sometimes these come out easily, sometimes they don't. And when they don't, they can fly around. There we go. Right, we probably want to take this with us, because it is recyclable metal that we're going to need for more beams later on. So it might be worth chucking it in the back once we've done this one. Unless it rolls down the hill, obviously. Right, put it there. And then it's seeing if we can actually get the second one in position, or we need a big crane. One we're not sure of at the minute. I may have got this wrong, it may not be close enough. Can't go any higher. We're not close enough, are we? Right, okay, this is going to be a bit awkward. We're going to take the anchors off and drive forward. When the crane's that high, this can be tricky. Stop. Okay, crane now reaches. There we go, first pipe done. Right, what we'll do, I think we should grab the recyclable one, because it is something we are going to need in due course. Anchors before we fall over. I knew we was about to go there. Right, we need this other pipe just to move to the side. There's no point wasting materials. We don't know how much metal there is around that can be recycled, so I don't want to get to a point of not having enough when we can take these with us now, just in case. Right, there we go. Cargo strapped. Cranes in. Right, can we get to the second one? The next one is over here, but I'm not sure whether we can get to it pipe-wise. Let's have a look. So we need to go up over the hill and just see. It may be a case we need a big crane anyway, which is fine if we do, because we need it at the fob anyway. I think we're going to need to. I don't think I can get to it from here. Yeah, I don't think there's hope. Too high. What I will do is bring this down to there though, because obviously the big crane's going to need it. So I think we bring back the Zilks that's at the castle. We'll bring it to the coastal base, and it's out of the castle then as well. You can definitely hear the music now from the castle. So coastal base, we're going to drive this to concrete facility, and from there we should be able to do that first pipe, and then we can go straight to the fob, do the third one, and then it's just drive a vehicle from the sawmill, and that will be the fob up and running. Unless there's any more to the mission that hasn't told us yet. Don't think there is. But we have had it before. Some missions don't tell you all of it in one go. So we'll see. So the Zilks is our best crane. I feel it's the best crane in the game, to be fair. The heavy crane, it's the most stable, it's the quickest to manoeuvre. It's just good all round, to be fair. We need to have another look at some point and see if there's any more vehicles we need to buy. I think we own everything. We don't use a lot of them, because a lot of them aren't very good, but we do own every vehicle, I believe. We have sold a couple of our bridge machines as well, mainly because at one point we had 6. We didn't realise in the last DLC you could replace the bridge that they have on top with, by spending metal beams. So every time we need a new bridge, we just bought a new vehicle. So obviously after a while it gets a bit annoying, and once you learn we could actually just purchase a new bridge, we then sold a few of them. At the time it didn't explain it very well, so I didn't know that was a thing until I think we found out accidentally, to be fair. we've managed to sell some of those at least. Okay. So the actual camera behind the vehicle is fine now. I think it's the toy in the back of the Wayfarer there that's affecting the camera. I don't know why. It's definitely something affecting it at the very least. Okay, this is the pipe there. Are we going to be... can this crane get tall enough to be fair? Oh, there's a pipe there. Didn't know that was there to be fair. Well, we need that here anyway. I actually realised there's a pipe sat there waiting for us. I'm hoping this can actually get tall enough. It can, we just need to be a bit closer. Yeah, a lot closer to be fair. Right, anchor's off. Need it slightly up the hill. I suppose if we were up the hill itself, probably wouldn't be so bad. I think I've just knocked it down by driving into it. I think we have. Let's just get anchors on for a second. Let's got camera. Yeah, I've just pushed the crane through it, which has just cleared it. Right, I want the one that's in the back of the mule ideally. So let's jump in the mule. Let's unstrap cargo. I don't know if it can reach from where it is. Let's swap over and see. That's quite handy, just knocking it down for ourselves. There we go. That's the new one. That worked out really nicely, knocking out that way to be fair. So there is a new one nearby that we can use. I think we need 5 here actually in total, so that's 1 at least. Just need to remember it's here. Right, second pipe done. So let's get this back underway. Camera change. There we go. So now we need to head to the fob itself. There is already a pipe there ready and waiting for us. And that'll be the 3rd one done. We're actually not tracking the objective. That would help, wouldn't it, if we were. It's that one there. There we go. Get this turned around. 2 of the 3 pipes done. The vehicle delivery, we haven't looked at what the vehicle is yet. I'm hoping it's not a Wayfarer. A base Wayfarer at the very least. There's also a metal beam there as well on the floor. We also need those here to get these concrete facilities up and running. So there's a few things laying around that we don't need to recycle the game. I looked at things. It's just spotting them more than anything else. So we'll have to have a look, proper look round. We lost the light. Sorry we disappointed someone. Yeah, we need a proper look around the concrete facilities, see if we can find any more materials that we don't need to make ourselves. This is the bit of road I think we're going to need to put down so we can get a convoy through here. Obviously this bit here with the water isn't too bad. As long as we stick to where the road should be, it's fine. If you go off centre, it becomes a problem. So the convoy shouldn't have an issue. As long as it's not low, it's got a low engine, it might have an issue. But we should be okay. I think it's just that road bit. I kind of want to set the convoy up and just let it go. And see if it makes it, and if it doesn't, we'll do the road. I think it's a one-off convoy. As long as it's not the base game Wayfarer, it should make it. Because that mud isn't too bad. So once we get the fob running, we may just set that up and see what happens. We'll risk it and see if it does it. Trees falling down as we drive past them. There's quite a bit of that on the map. This map, the things fall apart as you drive past them weirdly. I understand the rocks and the hills and stuff, the vibrations from the vehicles and heavy machinery will cause rocks to fall. But trees? Not sure. Okay, so we left the pipe nearby. We'll pick the pipe up and then there's the pipe we need replaced dead ahead. Just see the red outline of it. We might as well pick the pipe and get it a bit closer with us. The pipe we want is there. So we'll just quickly grab this. Doesn't need to be massively high, just needs to sit. I don't want the crane massively high either. Right, we just need to get through the trees. I think we back up. I think there is a little bit of a road pathway next to it. We don't want to go too quick while we've got the crane up. On the map it makes it look like there is a bit of a pathway. Yeah, the right hand side of it. We'll just go over here. Careful, there's a tree nearby to try and avoid. Yeah, it's another tool one. Definitely testing us with the tool ones. During the base game, there wasn't too many tool ones to deal with. They were quite low down, a lot of them. We need to make sure we're close enough. Actually managed to get it. Right, we'll put this one down. Stop camera. I might be able to push it out. There we go. Push it out again, like we did last time. And in fact, we might be able to bring it up from underneath. There we go. Pipe is in. Okay. One part done. Now we need to deliver the vehicle from the sawmill, and that gives us the fob, and then that is up and running. So let's see what we've got. What vehicle is it? I don't want to do that. I want to jump in the vehicle. Hopefully it's something quite stable. I think it looks to be. Why will you not let me jump in it? There we go. It's a Mule T1 utility truck. Not a vehicle we've really used, but it does have all-wheel drive and diff lock, which is always a bonus. Right, to get out of here, there is a track along here through underneath there onto the main road, and it's a straight shot from there. We'll try and follow the track here. The fact that it's all-wheel drive and everything will make a difference. It'll make it fairly simple, I think. If it didn't have all-wheel drive, this would be a more difficult journey, I think. But this should be fairly simple then. Oh, actually, I said we'll pass through that. We're not passing through it because you can't. It's actually blocked. Okay, so instead of that, then we need to head back along this track along here and back round. Because that is all blocked. There's no point risking trying to clamber over. It's not worth it. It's not worth the risk. It may be possible, but yeah, I don't think it's worth the risk. So. Follow this straight. There's a bit of a track to the right there, but there's no point taking risks when we should be able to get there fairly easily. As I say, the all-wheel drive makes a massive difference. And if need be, we have got vehicles nearby to tow us if we really need to. Hopefully we don't. As we hit the mud and water. No, we're all good. Now, with the fob being where it is, I'm using the actual places to knock down the buildings in the flooded town. My only concern is not being able to see the materials once you've knocked the buildings down. Now, I haven't seen a mission to drain it, and I don't think there will be. So I think it may be a risk we have to take. But also, the actual wrecking ball itself, the actual engine is quite low down, which obviously in any flood water, that's an issue. I don't quite know how that's going to be achieved. Hopefully it's not that deep and it's fine. But my concern is we're not going to be able to see the stuff we need to pick up. Right, follow this track round. Obviously we've been there to fix the radio tower back a few streams ago. Concrete facility on our right. These utility trucks we've not really driven ourselves. I think they are an option to have, but we've not needed them for anything. In fact, they've never been needed bar these kind of missions where they're given to you, to be fair. I don't quite understand the full use of them. Can we get past? I think we can get past these vehicles over here, rather than try and go through that. We've got our road that we built just along here. We should be able to squeeze past, I think. Yeah, should be able to. There we go, nice and simple. So we follow this road along now until we get to the off-road bit, and then through the water, and we're there, which is through the town. I was expecting this to be a little bit harder because a lot of these delivery vehicles can be a bit tricky because the vehicle they give you isn't suitable to anything that isn't a road. You generally don't always get all-wheel drive or anything. But the fact we have makes this quite simple to really be fair. It's quite nice to have a simple one. And again, the flooded road is fine as long as we stick to where the road originally should be. And then it's not as deep there and there's no mud either. We just can't go off course because that way it then can be drowned. And that would be a problem. I say we'll set the convoy up once the fob's up and running as well and just see if it makes it. I think it's a one-off, so hopefully it will make it one go. We don't need to do an extra road. Saves us a little bit of time. And then we either smash the buildings in the flooded village or do the port. It's one of the two things next. I'm not sure which one first. The port obviously needs doing before we can get the concrete facility, not concrete, the pipe facility up and running. So maybe port first, then smash the buildings for materials, potentially. But let's focus on the fob first. Just gotta get this delivered, and that'll be job done. Hopefully, unless it adds more to it, obviously. Here we are. I haven't actually looked where the entrance to the fob. You can see the railway line to the right. There's the main entrance, I think, the other side. There might be a side entrance, to be fair, but we'll just follow the road. I think this is the entrance here. One of them at the very least. Yeah, over the bridge. Ooh, nearly took that a bit too tight. At least we didn't have to build a bridge, that was already there. Right, here we go. The fob, hopefully, is up and running. It is. Third forward operative base is done. And then we can now got a new base of operations to use as well. So that is extremely handy because it makes things a lot closer to us. So I was just checking if the light we lost turned to this light. It didn't. Right, so I think we do this one next. Deliver the equipment to the forward base across the river. We'll set this up. It's a one-off, I believe. Track it for a second. Turns out a third forward operative base is running low on resources. We need to deliver supplies and tools from the other base to properly maintain our vehicles and infrastructure. The route has a tricky section near the flooded town, but nothing impossible. Let's get the deliveries done quickly. Now, it's a one-time route, which is what I thought. So I'm not going to build the road because it's a one-time route. I think it will manage it without us building the road. So we'll just set this up and let it go, and we'll crack on and do other things while it's doing this. Obviously, if it struggles in that section, then we may have to put some sand down. I don't think it wants a whole road building. It's only a small section, but it's going to be a bit of time because I don't think there's any sand quarry nearby. So if we have to build a road, it will be a bit time consuming, and for a tiny little thing and one convoy, it's not really worth it. So hopefully it will get through it quite simply. I think we just gain tokens for this though. I didn't actually look at the rewards properly. To be fair, I don't always look at the rewards for convoys, mainly because it needs doing. So up and let it do it. Okay, over the road we built over this section. Just be a little bit careful on some of these corners. Some vehicles have a tendency to go a little bit squiff. What vehicle is that? I can't tell what that is, to be fair. It's a weird looking vehicle. I'm not 100% sure what it is. Right, this is a section we're not sure of. If it's got all-wheel drive, it'll be absolutely fine. If it hasn't, it may get stuck. And that's where we may need to put some sand down. I'm hoping we don't, just to save us time. That's the bit that could be a concern. Now, this is the flooded road. And again, we just need to stick to where the road should be anyway. And then it shouldn't go off course and have any issues. Yeah, I can't quite see what... It looks like a dumper truck, to be fair. It looks like the back's up, weirdly. But I'm not sure. Right, past our tree destroyer that I can't remember the name of, so we're calling it a destroyer instead. Follow the road along here. Again, shouldn't have any issues along here. Junction to take here. And then we do need to check we've got no vehicles blocking it once it enters the fob. Round here, make sure it takes the bridge nicely so there's no issues. Again, we can always direct the route if we really need to. Through here and to there. Okay, we'll dispatch it. I'm curious, I want to have a quick look at what it is. It looks like a dumper truck. It is a dumper truck, but full of materials. It looked really weird when we was placing the route, but there we go. So that's off and running. I don't remember if they've got dumper trucks have all-wheel drive or not, but hopefully it'll be okay. So let us do its thing. Now, port operations is the next thing to look at, I think. We need to restore the port to working order. We need to pick up some materials and take them there. Because that's what we need. We need the port running to get the steel pipe facility up and running. And that will give us a construction depot to buy and sell as well. So we'll track this one. Obviously, we've now got the fob, so we can get vehicles there a little bit easier. Now, I don't quite know the size of what we're picking up. I think they're fairly small. We can't use the mule Trailblazer because that's already got stuff in it. So we'll grab the Voron. I think will be the next best thing. The Wayfarer's got stuff in it as well, so we'll leave that where it is. So we'll grab the Voron. We haven't used this for a while. And we'll head across and see what size these are. If it takes more than one journey to pick them up, then so be it. But once the port's up and running, we can then get the pipe facility up and running. And there's still a bit more of that area to explore as well, that we don't quite know enough about. So I'll do some exploring around this top bit once over the bridge. Obviously we've got 3 more toys to find, as that's part of the actual 100% of the map now. So we'll have a proper look around for them. Once the full map's open fully, that'll make life a little bit easier, I think, finding them. They're flashing yellow on the map anyway, so it can be a bit easier to spot. Right, let's see what we need to pick up. Hopefully we can do it in one run, but it may take 2 journeys depending on size and weight of what we're picking up. Hopefully we don't need a big crane either in terms of weight. We'll go for the one over this right hand side first. We already opened this up by moving carriages earlier. I'm just looking around. So what have we got first and foremost? It's a fair size actually. I think we're going to have to do 2 journeys. I think we do this one and then we go back to the other 2. The other 2 may be smaller, we don't know. But I think we'll do this in 2 journeys. Make life easier. There's no point risking it, that's the thing. If we start being silly and risking things and making vehicles fall over, it's going to slow us down. Okay, it's on the back. Get it lined up correctly. Okay, will it fit in directly or will it sit on the edges? Does it fit? I think it does if it's straight. There we go. Hopefully the other 2 are smaller, just because that way we can get them done in one. Alright, let's get ourselves turned around. We're going to take this to the port. The port's not too far away, so doing this twice isn't an issue. We know there's some pipes nearby that also need doing. The camera's a bit awkward again. But they're not a mission as it stands. I think they may be infrastructure, but currently they're not a mission, I don't think. But we know it will need doing at some point. It'll pop up. It may even stop the actual concrete facility being fully running until they're done. Not the concrete, the pipe. So any spare pipes we've got to keep hold of them just in case. We've got 3 in storage. We know there's 1 by the concrete facility. That's handy. Right, as we've not been done much here, we've got to figure out a route. So we go around gas station, petrol station, hang on. This is going to there. No, it's there. Ah, okay. So one of these actually is going. Is that? Oh, it's because I was over the top of it. It's fine. I was selecting the wrong thing. So that one is that one there. That one is that one. The one we have on board is this one. And that is going to there. Okay, they're all going to the same place. There's another pipe there that needs replacing. To see the red. I think we saw another one as well. So easy to get to. I've not seen the infrastructure mission, the convoy we put on to the FOB fail yet. I'm assuming it's still going. I've not seen the mission pop up either to say it's done. It was quite a long way, to be fair. Let's just have a quick check on it. Yeah, there it is. So it is still running. It's made it absolutely fine. We didn't need to build another road, which is always useful. Saves us a bit of time. I'm surprised we don't need to do anything to get that back up and running, to be fair. It may be after the port's done. We may need to do something to the gas station. Mainly because it's listed on the map. So I do wonder whether there is something we need to do for it. But I think doing the port's probably more important than doing the building smashing at the minute. As this enables us to do the pipe facility. Hopefully. Unless there's more to the mission than it's told us so far. That's always the thing. You never know if there's more coming up that hasn't told you yet. Well, we did clear a bit of a path previously here. So we're hoping that the way we need to go is clear. Can't use the cranes here yet. I think we may even need to put power here. Because it did say no power, the cranes were involved. So we'll see if there is still more to do once we've delivered these 3 objects. Okay. Just through here. There we go. So that's where these are going. I don't know if it matters which one goes where. It probably won't, to be honest. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's not the biggest crane to move with these boxes, but it will do. Now it's whether we can do the last 2 boxes. I think they're all going to be the same size, it looks like. I wonder if we can do the last 2 boxes together. It's going to make us very top heavy, so it's a bit of a risk. Maybe we don't need to take. The convoy is complete, delivered it, the equipment to the forward base, that is job done. I'm just going to see if anything else pops up. No, that's mission complete there then. There is a kind of back route here. Not too sure where that goes, to be fair. Does that look to lead it? There is something there as well. Let's go out this back way just to see what's there. Obviously we still need to explore this bit more. Lots of debris. Lots and lots of debris. Look at all this. Oh, okay, hang on. A new mission popped up by driving this way. This is always the thing. This map and this DLC requires lots of exploring to find things. That's been a big focus of this DLC. So there's an added level of difficulty because you've got to find the missions yourselves, rather than just be handed them. And this is a new mission. Find and deliver the control panel. During the loading of the barge with scrap metal at the port, a railway control panel was mistakenly loaded as well. Although it was broken, it was sent to the port for repairs, not for scrap. Now we need to retrieve it and deliver it back to the station and restore control over the railway station systems. So we only need to get one of our vehicles that can search, which will be a scout vehicles, maybe the one that came with the DLC, with the radar, and send that over to see if we can find the actual thing to pick up. That's a new mission to do in due course. Lots of concrete scrap it seems here as well, which will be handy. We'll need all that. Can keep going round here as well, actually. And then we're back to the road here, to the railway station. So that's something we'll do in due course, that new mission then. We're focusing on the port as it stands. We've got about half an hour left. Hopefully we can get the port up and running next half an hour. And then we'll go from there. What's next? Maybe concrete, because we know there's something there to pick up. of the port once it's up and running, because we need to be able to get to what we need for the concrete facility, and currently I don't think we can. When we looked previously, it seemed to be blocked. So I think the port needs to be up and running first. And we have got a load of buildings to destroy as well. But as it stands, we don't need... In fact, let's quickly drive into here. I want to see if the mission pops up once we're closer. Sometimes you need to be quite close for a mission to pop up. Like that last one was. No, nothing popping up here. In fact, I just want to see round the back. I wonder if the toy, if there's one of the toys here. No. 2 scrap vehicles to take, but no toy that I can see. Obviously the toy is flashing yellow. There's nothing there that I can see. Okay, railway station. I think these two are the same size as the previous one. It's whether we risk taking them both on top of each other, or we do them one at a time. So, one is over here, and one is there. That one we have to drive on the track for. This one I think we can get from where we are now, to be fair. Do these move, or are these solid? They're solid. That train there moves. Does it move enough? We obviously need to get alongside this track here. So they can move. I think we have to move the trains, blue trains that are there. If we move those to the right, we should be able to get to it. See, this isn't the biggest crane in the world. It should be enough. That anchors out as well. Okay, we only need to move one of them, to be fair. Don't go backwards. Okay. We change our control, there we go, and then move it that way. What we're after is just inside that carriage there. So, we should now be able to pick it up from here. Hopefully we can reach. Change back to the main thing. There we go. That's what we're after. I think we risk taking both at once, to be fair. It's a bit of a risk. Mainly because if we go too quickly we'll fall over. Although I don't even know if we'll actually be able to get them out if we do both, thinking about it. Because of the height of the crane, we may have difficulties getting them out once they're there. I don't know, we might be able to. But obviously the crane, the weight goes down. The height we've got left isn't much, is it? I think we mainly do one at a time. I don't think we can do both. Normally I probably would risk it, but I think it'd be silly to risk when we're close to being sorted anyway. We can get to the next one fairly easily, but then we take one at a time. I think if to try and unload them, even load them, I think the crane will get caught itself. So there's no point messing around with it. We might as well do one at a time. Play a little bit safe. We're not rushing or anything, so I don't think it's worth it. I suppose if we use the Wayfarer instead of this, we could do both at once because it's a longer bed. But we've got other materials in the Wayfarer as it stands, so, and we're having issues with the camera, so we could have done it in one, maybe two, to be fair, with all three of them, but it's fine. The Voron works as it is. Just do one at a time. So we've got one more after this one to collect, and then hopefully that's the port up and running. Then we can buy and sell. Not that we need to buy anything, I don't think really. The main thing is to get it up and running to get them what we need for the pipe facility, which requires a machine that's here. But we need to get this up and running so we can use the cranes to get to it, I think. We'll know more once this is up and running. And then we need to focus on the concrete facility and get that up and running next, after the pipes. Although that needs concrete slabs, and I'm not sure where we get those from. We may have to buy them, in fact, from here. So that might be why this is going to be important. We need 10 concrete slabs for the concrete facility. So maybe having to buy them from here is what we need to do. Because I'm not seeing any slabs laying around anywhere currently. Nothing there. Oh, I didn't put anchors down. Right, well, luckily we got away with it. I didn't actually put anchors down, and the cargo itself was too heavy. That was very lucky, I think, there. Right, we got one more to go and get. Yeah, that was me. Too busy chatting, not looking at what I'm doing. We got away with it though, luckily. If that fence wasn't there, we wouldn't have got away with that, I don't think. But yeah, maybe a case of buying. I didn't think of that till just now, actually, buying the slabs. We can't find them around the place, we'll have to buy them. Because we can't make them until the facility's up and running. And we need them for the facility to get up and running. So, maybe a case, the design is to buy them. Maybe that's why you need to get the port up and running first. Unless we just haven't found a stockpile anywhere. We are finding pipes and metal beams. We're not finding concrete slabs anywhere. Although the houses may give them to us, actually thinking about it. So the houses themselves may give us the concrete slabs. So I think we need to smash them down first just to see what we get. Obviously the flooded town is the only concern there. Being able to see what we've actually gained material wise. But yeah, I think port, pipe facility, and then potentially we look at doing the concrete facility next. No, the buildings smashing next, and then concrete. Right, we need to get to the other side of this. So if we come back out of here, we need to just drive up the railway track a little bit to get to the box inside a carriage. But yeah, I think that's the order we need to do things. Port, pipe facility, and then smash the buildings. And then see what materials we've got and what we still need to get. Okay, I thought we could get through there, we can't. Is that break? No, it's solid. Okay, we can't actually get through there, which we can just see it on the map, to be fair. So, if that's the case, and they don't move down here, do we need to go this side, move the carriage this way, and come down there, I think. We had to move the carriage originally to get to the last one, but I think we move it the other way, back to where it was, we can get in from this side. By the looks of things. How are we doing time? 20 minutes. Hopefully, it's done. Okay. So what we're hoping for, that blue carriage can move enough to the right to allow us to get down the edge there. Because I think there's an opening further down we can use. Either that, or we're going to need to bring a big crane here to get it out. We don't have to, that would be better. Bring the anchors down. If we go single attachment. Okay, will this work? So whether it's got enough room for us to get through or not is my only concern. I think we're going to need to drive backwards, aren't we? Okay. Change camera. Is that enough room for us to get through? If not, the plan has failed. I don't think it is. Okay, so we can't get in from there. We need a big crane then, don't we? I thought moving that would help us. But it doesn't seem to. I don't think any of the others move. If we get a big crane here, we should be able to lift it, to be fair. I was hoping not to have to bring a big crane, but I don't think there's another way. There's something there, though. A metal beam, I think, is that over there. Yeah, big crane then. Okay. Well, while we're here quickly, let's move this back. Wrong bit to connect to, really. We'll connect the other side, so we can just move through in a second. Maybe connect that side. go. Right, we can now drive through. I think there's a metal beam to our right hand side. Looking at it, but we'll come back for that. Okay, big crane. So we have the Zilks nearby at the fob anyway, as we were using that for doing the pipes previously. So that's anchors. Put this out of here. So this just needs to come across the bridge. And the train station is not too far from there. We should be able to reach the box and then put it in the Voron that way. And that should be the port done, unless there's more to it. Now, the port did say on the actual mission, not the mission itself, the actual blurb to the mission, I'm sure it said about something else. Yeah, we need to repair the port station pipelines, which we haven't done yet. Recover transport documents, again, that hasn't come up as a mission yet. And deliver several shipments. Now the shipments are what we're doing now, but it says repair the port station pipelines. I think this mission may add more to it once we've done this bit. So it may not be as simple as quick to get these 3 objects delivered, these 3 shipments. I think it may add more to it once we've done this bit, because there may be pipelines to fix, and it says about finding some documents as well in the flooded city. So it may not just be a single part mission. There are some missions like that where it gives you some of it, but not everything until you've completed it. And then it'll give you the next part. So there may be 3 parts to this potentially. And because we've got about 20 minutes, 15 minutes left, we may not get this done today. We shall see. I'm kind of hoping we can get this map finished before surgery next week. But considering we've only got 1 stream of this next week, I don't know if we will. That's the only thing. Started down 36% complete. We've done a fair bit, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to get close to 50. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, to get this through where we need to, if we drive round to the other opening, the crane in there itself isn't operational, it seems, so otherwise we'd use that. Bollard has caught on that as we came in a bit too tight. Okay, spin round to the right. Yeah, we should be able to reach from here, that should be fine. And then we can just move the Voron underneath essentially. Should load it into the Voron that way. Ah, there's another Bollard there we getting caught on, there we go. So, we stop there, a bit forward actually, so a bit more in line. There we go. Anchors out, crane out, and then we'll swap to the Voron just to make it so it's closer. There's no point picking it up until we've got the Voron in place, because we'll drop it as soon as we swap vehicle. So we're jumping the Voron and park this behind it so we can drop straight in the back of it. Saves us faffing around with our crane on the back of the Voron. Or front of the Voron, I should say, really. Okay. There. I'll put anchors out just to make it a bit more stable to do as well. Right, crane. There's the container. Oh, got a bit caught. There we go. Got a bit caught as we came out a little bit too tight. Right, we'll bring this round. And then go in the back of the Voron. We know they fit, we've done the other 2, so we know these all fit in the back. This time when we deliver this one, we need to make sure we put the anchors out so we don't fall over like last time. There we go. Crane done. Swap vehicle. Strap the load, anchors, handbrake. Let's go. So this will tell us whether there's more to this mission than it's told us so far once we get this delivered. I think there will be. It does make sense because of the blurb that there will be, but we'll find out in due course. In terms of pipes, you've got 3 in the storage. We know there's 1 by the concrete facility. If there is a few pipes to do, like it says, we have got the pipes ready to go. Obviously, the pipe facility isn't up and running yet. So hopefully we've got enough. Otherwise, we're going to find and search for some more. And considering there is a fair few materials around, there probably is some more pipes around somewhere. The concrete slabs was going to be lacking. The sod's law, you need concrete slabs for the concrete facility. But hopefully knocking down the houses will give us something. But we can always buy what we need anyway. Which is the whole point of getting the port done. So let's see. Will it add more to this, or is it just a blurb saying stuff? It has done. We've had that with several missions on the base game. The blurb says something, you do it, and the extra bit it says talks about there's nothing involved. There's a chance there isn't, but I've got a feeling there will be. Okay. Anchors out this time. Crane up. Change the attachment. Nice and simple. Vaughan once again doing really good work for us. Okay, there we go. I told you there was going to be more. Find object. I had a feeling there would be, and there is. Okay, so to restore port operations, we now need to find an object. Somewhere in this flooded town, there is an object we need to grab. It says transport documents. My guess is it's going to be a safe. That's generally what we found previously. It may not be, but that's what it has been when it's been documentation previously. It's generally a safe. So we need to grab a vehicle. Now, something we haven't used in a while, although actually we don't want to use it. There's a radar vehicle we use at the start of the game, but it uses tokens every time we use radar. Don't really want to use that. So we'll jump to the forward base and we'll grab one of our scout vehicles because they have the ability to search. Let's just double check we do own every scout. We should do, but in case I've missed one. There's the exploration radar. Now, the radar's good, but as I say, it does cost us to scan, whereas the other vehicles, it's free. So it kind of makes no sense using the radar if we can scan with other vehicles. So that's kind of pointless. Also, we don't know if we need to get into wherever this is. We do own all of them. And actually retrieve it, which I think we will. So I think we take... What do we want to take? I want something small. We'll take the Amiga Fundus SAR, mainly because it's small. I'm just thinking if we need to squeeze through buildings, I'd rather have something small to do so than something big. So we need to head back on ourselves down here into the flooded town and see what's there. Obviously we do need to smash them buildings down at some point, but I think finding documents first probably would be advisable. My assumption would be I don't think he'll be in any of the buildings we can smash down, because if you smash them down first there's a potential you don't find it. So I would assume it's not one of those. We're probably going to need a crane anyway to come and grab this once we've actually found it. Right, we're in the search zone. Object scanner. Nope, nothing's come up. That's the thing that doesn't make sense with radar. Why use radar when it costs a token every time? Unless there's something else it finds that we've forgotten about. Okay, so the search zone is quite a large one. So we'll head back this way, I think, and have a look around this side first. It's either going to be in a building that we can manoeuvre through, or it's... Oh, we found it. Have we found it? Yeah, we found it. Well, that was easy. It's over there. The search did it. Okay, I don't think we can get it with this. So the object we're after is in this building here. Now, I think we need a crane, to be honest. How bad is this there? That's the question. So I was right, it's not in one of the abandoned buildings we can smash down. There's a lot of recyclable concrete nearby that I can see. We've not really put much attention to this. Is that a slab there? No. Although, saying that, they're not flashing. Oh, they are now. It looks like a concrete slab, but I don't think it is. There's lots of concrete though there. I think we need a crane. I don't think we can get into the house. Although, can we? Even if we can, I don't think there's much point. I think a crane might as well be the better option. So, our current big crane is over by the port, so we might as well jump in the base and grab a different one. How are we doing time-wise? 10 minutes or so. We want something tall. We are going to need... Although we want something tall, we haven't got... The Mule T1 I don't think will be tall enough. We will need a vehicle there to put this in when we get it, though. What do we got? I think the only thing we're not used... These are the EPEC. We've used this previously to get into locations where some of the other stuff has struggled, and considering it's water and things, and the actual road isn't brilliant, tracks may be extremely useful, so let's give this a go. It's going to be a little bit slower to get there, but we haven't got far to go. We are running out of time today, frustratingly as well. We'll see if we can retrieve this document at the very least. I'm not sure we'll have time to do the pipe replacement. That's the only thing I don't think we'll manage to do today. At least we've made headway with this. We've achieved a decent amount. We've got the castle complete, although the rewards for that were quite poor. Found the first collectible. We have done the convoy to the fob. We've got the fob up and running. We've done some of the port as well, whilst also finding the concrete facility and the port. And we placed over the pipes. I think we've done a decent amount. As I say, we started on 36% complete this morning. I've got a feeling we're probably around the 40s. I don't think we're quite 50. Not quite yet anyway. I think we want to go... Now we know there's a big crack running along here. I don't know if we can go across it easily or not. Just wondered if there's a better way of going in to mean we're already over that side, potentially there. Rather than go round to where the other vehicle is. I want to see if we can traverse it without having to go all over the place. Because I think we kind of need to go across that crack without getting caught on it, that's the thing. And this looks to be more favourable this way. I could be wrong, it may have been easy enough to get across, but just in case, quite a little bit safe. And obviously, I don't know what's underneath the water, but the track should handle it fairly well. We don't know how deep this is either. Although it doesn't look too bad, to be fair. Now, I don't know if this was designed for you to get a vehicle in there. If it was, we're not doing that, we're doing it this way. There's something on the water that it wants us to pick up. There's all the concrete that can be recycled. Right, I can't quite see it using the camera angle, but there's what we're after. And this can't get to it. Try single attach mode. There we go, we got it. So it did say on the mission it was documents, but it's in a safe. Every time I've done one of these, it's always in a safe, to be fair. Single attachment managed to reach. Now, downside to this, we need to pick it up and put it in something. Or we can drag it. I'm not sure dragging is advisable, to be fair. We're going to need to put it down. No. Oh, it's gone back. That fell through the water and disappeared. I thought I was just putting it down. But no, it actually fell through the water and disappeared. It's now gone back to where it started. That was weird. I was just putting it down. Okay, let's try again, shall we? Obviously I can't change the vehicle while I've got this in the air, so I was just putting it down so we can pick it up with a different vehicle, and fell through the floor, weirdly. Will it go next to us, or will it disappear again? Right, you gonna stay? Oh. Okay, you can't put it on the floor because it disappears. That's weird. We need another vehicle to put it in anyway. We have the base mule. We haven't got out and about at the minute, so let's grab that. Hopefully we can put it in the back of the mule and it won't disappear immediately. You can't put it on the floor, it seems, because it just resets. Not seen that before, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully we get this done. We're running out of time rapidly, but I'm hoping we can get this done first. If it disappears when we put it on the back of the truck, then we've got a problem, because we then can't complete the mission, or we need to drive it hanging off the crane all the way there, which hopefully we don't need to do. Hopefully it's just a bit of an issue where you can't put it on the floor. We can drive it there on the crane, it's just going to take time. So let's see if we can avoid that and put in the back of the mule. So this is the base mule T1. Pretty dependable vehicle. It's alongside the Voron that we use the majority of the game, to be fair. It's always been our go-tos. Whoa, that's deeper than you think. Okay. I didn't think that was that deep, to be honest. That was a lot deeper than I thought it was. Right, let's jump in the crane and grab this again. Hopefully this time we can actually get it where we want it. So that water is a lot deeper than it looks. I still don't quite understand why this disappears. There we go. Right, I'm not going to drop it. I don't want to touch the ground really, as we've just seen what can happen. Can we reach the back of the mule, or do we need to move? I'm just going to be just short. Okay, we're going to need to move the crane here. Because we're facing, the wheels are facing, or the tracks are facing different way than the crane itself. We need to spin it round. Right, I've just found this water is deeper than you think. This was my concern with breaking the buildings, was the water's deeper than you realise, and you're going to lose the materials. I don't quite know how that works, but we'll figure it out when we get to it. Right, that is in the back. We are out of time today. What we're going to do though is get this delivered first, as we've got it in the back of the mule anyway, and then we'll finish. It will only take us 2 minutes to get this to the port. So let's go and deliver the documents as part of the port operations repair, and then I'm thinking the mission will change to doing the pipes, because it says that in the actual blurb of the mission, so I think it will swap. But the game has kept true to form, where a mission, you read the blurb, it tells you more than one thing. The mission itself only tells you need to do one thing, and it adds more afterwards, which I like, because you think, you know, it keeps you on your toes. And if you read the blurbs, you kind of know what's coming. If you don't, you may think you've completed a mission and yet there's more to it. So I do like the fact that it does that. Okay, past the fob, we're going over the bridge now towards the railway station. First time I think we're using the Mule T1 base vehicle on the whole map. There's been so many other vehicles to try, the Wayfarer being the big one, we've been using that a bit. It's just so unbalanced though. And now the camera's playing up with a toy in the back. I don't think we're going to be using it for a little while. It's nice to have the old faithful out again and being used. Okay, railway station on the right. We'll keep following the road. Never realised how slow the mule is. It seems really slow. I don't know quite why. I don't think we've been using anything really that fast today, but it just seems really slow suddenly. It probably isn't. It's probably been this way the whole time. For some reason it just seems slow. Gas station / petrol station on the right. Yeah, I'd be surprised if this doesn't add the pipe mission next. It makes sense that it will. And then once that's done, we can grab what we need for the concrete facility. That even may be more than just one thing needed there. It doesn't look like it's a facility ready to be running just because we pick up a machine from the port. So there may be more to that. I can't remember from reading the blurb if there was. But whatever it's going to add to the mission is always in yellow. So it's always good to just double check. So you're not caught off guard, essentially. That's why I don't generally recover vehicles once you've finished doing a mission with them. Because they may be needed nearby. It makes sense to leave them where they are. That's why our vehicle's always out and about. Right, where's this being delivered? Okay, next to the building over there. Next to the Voron, to be fair. The metal nearby to recycle. Okay, there's the old faithful Voron. And this is being delivered just there. Now, I don't want this touching the floor without it going the way it's got to go because you've already seen it disappear a couple of times. We don't really want that happening in the game if we can avoid it. There we go. And the mission has changed. We did think it would. Although it's caught us off guard. One of the new things is an infrastructure route, which is a convoy. Wasn't expecting that one. So, we need to replace 3 pipes in the pipe network from the steel pipes facility to the port. Wow, okay, that's a big run. So there's one there. There's one here. That's going to require a big crane. That's near the water. And there's one here over the scrap. So 3 pipes needed. We have 3 in storage plus 1 by the concrete facility. And there may be more laying around, to be fair, that we have to look out for. But that's easily done. The bit that caught us off guard, though, convoy. So this is a convoy from the Northern Tunnel. Ah, okay. This is going to add something to it. So Northern Tunnel, which we haven't really been to, really, to be fair, to the port. That means we need to build a bridge. So we haven't actually been over this bit yet. So there's a road that needs building here that now becomes more needed than anything else. There is a quarry there, and then we need to build a bridge to get the convoy to work. So that's what we're going to do next then. We'll do the pipes probably first, then build the bridge and the road as well, I think. They're both going to be needed. Although sand could be a problem. Where are we on sand? Yeah. So we've got to build a road, but there's no local sand place by the looks of things. Unless we need to explore a little bit up here and find one, but I don't think there will be. That's the only quarry. So that's going to be a little bit frustrating. We'll have to deal with that next time, as we are out of time today anyway. But we managed to get a few things done. The fob is now up and running over here. That is done. The castle has been sorted. We've blown up the rocks, moved the rocks out of the way, made our way through the castle, destroyed the remnants of a building that were here, and picked up the first of the 4 toys on the map as collectibles as well. Done some pipes, replaced a load of pipes for another mission as well. We've got some of this up and running for the port, but there is still more to do. But unfortunately, we have no more time left. 3.5 hours flies. When you get going, really get into it, it disappears like anything. So, if you haven't seen the schedule for this week, we are back tomorrow morning as we continue on in Kingdom Come Deliverance. We're doing the DLCs. Currently in the middle of 3s as one, and then there's a few more after that. So we'll see how much of that we can get done tomorrow. RoadCraft is back next week, but because we have surgery next week, I think we're only going to have one stream, and that on the Tuesday morning. I was wrong as well. We started down 36%, and it says we're now 50% complete, which is more than I expected. So we've done 10 of 15 infrastructure missions, 18 of the 35 side objectives, and you can see now that top right-hand corner is more open than it was when we started. There's still more to find. So still more to do. So that means there's 17 side objectives left and 5 infrastructure plus the main, but that's different. That's done last kind of thing. So we are making progress, 50% now. I think that's a decent amount. I think we've done a decent amount today. So a massive thank you to you guys for today. Thank you for the likes, the dislike as well. Very much appreciated. Always helps. The likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. As I say, we're back tomorrow morning with Kingdom Come Deliverance. Tuesday for RoadCraft, but check out the schedule on Sunday for what's coming up and happening next week. But massive thank you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And if we don't see you tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll see you in the live stream very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.